Keith, welcome, dude. Welcome to the house.
This is great. Hanging out in the suburbia. This is really weird.
Yeah.
I drove by. It's so funny because I said, "Where's your house?" Oh, it's the one on the hill there. You can't miss it. And so I missed it.
You did?
Yeah. And then when I turned around, I went, "Wait, they're all the same house."
Oh yeah.
It was very scary.
We live in a suburb where the builder has just cookie cutter stamped out.
He really did. He just went, look, it's like Legos. Mm-hmm. It's like you just buy them and then you put them together and like, oh, this one has 3 windows. That's really the big difference.
You can. It's funny. You can get on the developer's website and customize your home. It's really just different colored siding.
Yeah. Well, I noticed gray is a big winner.
Gray. Ours is blue.
I was gonna say you guys are like
we got
rebels.
Blue. And the thing, there's rules and regulations because it's an HOA. So like 2 houses of the same color can't be next to each other.
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff.
Because then that would be just too weird. Because then everybody would look like each other. So if you space them, it's completely different. So how do you? So it's like light gray and dark gray. Are those 2 different colors? Because that's happening a lot.
I think there's light gray, dark gray. There's white, blue. And then there's a very, like the less popular red. There's like a burnt red color. Which
somebody's trying to get thrown out.
Yeah.
That's the Jezebel house.
It is. Yeah, we live in a very vanilla neighborhood.
I noticed
no
that.
spice.
I noticed that. I'm the chocolate chip in the oatmeal.
Yeah. Hey,
are there black people in your neighborhood?
Welcome in. Yeah, there's a few black people, a few black families in the neighborhood. I think there's an Indian family.
Okay, the fact that you can like single out, I think we've got some Indian people. There's some blacks. Yeah, we're diverse.
Can I tell you something funny?
It's a DEI. Sure.
So our neighborhood has a Facebook page, and this is so funny to me. Somebody like got on there. Anytime somebody gets on there and asks a question like, "Hey, is anybody's internet out?" or "The internet went out. Is something going on?" This is the Indian dude that's like, "Oh, have you tried reset?" He's the one. He's like,
that's funny.
He's running IT support in the neighborhood, which is, it's like we didn't hire him here for that. He's just like falling in. He's doing it.
And the black people are telling y'all, please use salt and no raisins. Just every post.
Yeah. It's. I feel like it's a mostly. You know, we're in Indiana. We're suburbs, Indiana.
Sure.
You're not getting a lot
fault.
of variety out here.
I kind of, but not to your face.
Yeah.
Later on, I'll be like, and then I went to Ben's house, and it's like being in Get Out. It was weird. His wife came out, offered me some tea. I didn't like it.
Well,
I didn't like it.
I had you over here during working hours, so like nobody's home right now. I just had to sneak you in.
Right. It's like, thing. Shh.
Yeah.
You got to be out of here by 5:20.
Oh yeah.
Then they'll get home and they'll know.
Yeah. It was like, oh man. Yeah. Well, off to a fun start there. I feel like we're off to a good start. I'll say. So Keith just got here. This is my house, and I was cleaning up. I was putting the vacuum away, and he's like, "Oh, look at you cleaning up." I was like, "I can't have you thinking my house is dirty," And he immediately goes into my teenage son's bathroom, which is the dirty.
I don't even know when the last time, when I was a teen, my house was not that dirty.
It's bad.
It was amazing. It was like, because I was telling Ben, I'm like, I got Clorox wipes for everything. I'm always, and it's like you go in there and it's like, I don't want to touch anything. In this room.
That's a room. A bathroom is used for getting clean, but you come out of there dirtier than you went in.
That's it. I didn't touch anything.
Hey, it's authentic. I'm going for authenticity.
That's what's
here.
important.
I'm not dressing anything up here.
It's like, look, this is how I live.
This is how it is. You see the holes in the wall? Those are DIY projects that I have started and then just abandoned.
I don't know what it's going to be, though, because like you have sort of a slanty thing with like a chunk, and then it looked like mine was going to be longer.
Yeah.
And I'm but then you ran into an electrical cord, and it was like, I'm not going to mess with that, and so you just stopped.
Let me tell you the vision here, Keith. You can see it. A reading nook under those steps.
Well, if you can slide yourself in sideways, it'll be a nook.
See, that's what I got hung up on because I was like, if I take those 2x4s out, the stairs are going to collapse.
Yeah, you should know how structure works before you.
I do. I put a small hole in it to see what was behind there, to see if it was like hollow and empty. I was like, oh, sweet. And then the small hole turned into a bigger hole because I was like, I'm going to get moving on this. And then that was 3 years ago. So.
And that's why the teenager stays down here, because he doesn't care.
No, he doesn't care.
That's where his bedroom is. He just slides up in there,
yeah,
lays
keep
on
him
the
under
floor.
The steps, like Harry Potter.
Insulation just drips on him at night. It's fine.
Oh, yeah. That's not insulated.
I see little fuzzy. Is that not insulation?
You know what?
That looks like fiberglass to me, man.
Yeah, it might be. Look, I mean, if you want to fix that, you can while you're here.
You are a regular what are the brothers? Property brothers, aren't you?
What are those dudes' names? Did you almost call them the Jonas Brothers?
I almost call them the Jonas brothers. I get confused with white brothers. Jonas.
Yeah, Jonas.
Smith.
Who are those guys?
Property.
It's the Property Brothers.
Yeah, I don't know what
names.
their names are. I just know, like, they were like, I'm growing a mustache. I'm tired of people calling me you. So, like, now one has a mustache and one doesn't. That's the whole thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And we have twins also. I do watch that show, and I wonder if they can grow up and really be a great
Are they psychic? Are your
duo.
twins psychic? Like, do they finish each other's sentences and stuff?
They're mortal enemies currently.
Oh,
they're
that's
5
bad.
years old. So they fight. They fight a lot.
Oh, they're fighting for
they've
territory.
actually been pretty good recently. Yeah.
Yeah, they're trying to figure out who the dominant twin is.
Oh, we all know who the dominant one is. It's a constant struggle, but they've actually been pretty good. My wife yesterday went and bought them lightsabers, though, swords.
Okay.
So we're like, hey, it's too peaceful around here.
Well, I'm going to say you're encouraging it. It's like,
Yeah.
look, all right, mommy went out. She got you each brass knuckles.
Yeah.
Figure it out.
Yeah.
Get back with us.
We're really trying to thin the herd is what we're trying to do.
We don't have a lot of room here.
Y'all figure it out. Y'all sort it out. Let me know who wins. Yeah, man, this is fun. Thanks for doing this.
Sure.
I was thinking of just some general ideas, general questions, and I was thinking about, so I saw recently that you were at the University of Virginia.
Yes.
Directing a production of Life Cycle of a Blackberry.
Yeah.
So what can you tell me about that?
So my friend Morgan Young, along with a group of mostly women called Looking for Lilith Theater, devised this play based on Crystal Henderson, who's a black woman from Appalachia. Mm-hmm. So they devised this one-person show for Morgan to do and travel around with, and asked me to direct it. I and my friend Ebony Jordan. And so we directed it. We did it in Louisville at the Kentucky Center in the Mex, the smaller theater, and it went great. And then they ended up doing it somewhere else where I couldn't go. And then recently, the University of Virginia said, hey, why don't you all come and do that here? And so Morgan and I took a road trip with like a U-Haul, not like a big, like I'm moving my apartment, but like somebody just gave me a washer and dryer size van. And so, we had to drive all the way to Virginia and do the show and then pack it all up and drive it back. And it was really cool. It was really fun. And hopefully I'll get to do it again, get to do it another time.
How long of a production is that? So like how long were you in Virginia? Was that like a residency thing?
No, it was like one show. Actually, we ended up doing like one, really, like we had workshops and stuff, and then we did one show, had a talk back. The show itself was about an hour and a half.
Okay.
We did like 45 minutes and 30 minutes, and then a little intermission or whatever. And then we just packed it up and came back.
Okay. Is that something as a director, if an out-of-state university calls and they want to put that show on,
mm-hmm.
do you already have the cast in mind? Like
that show, yeah. I mean, once you've mounted a show, that's the whole pack. Unless somebody else is like, I can't possibly ever do this again.
Okay.
Then it's like, well, we got to get a new person and re-rehearse or whatever. But it's like, I can't do that day, but what about this day? I mean, you don't, like reinvent the wheel with this thing. It's like, hey, when are you free? Because it's all of that rehearsal. Like, it's a one-person show, and just the rehearsal period we had for when we did it before was a couple of months maybe.
Okay.
Because we all have other things we're doing, and so it's like, all right, we're going to rehearse on these nights, and it goes up this night, and there it is. So once you've got somebody who's doing it, you want to keep the same person doing it. So
Okay.
yeah, I mean, it's not a switcheroo at all.
Okay. And the writings that this stage production is based off of, I think Crystal Wilkinson.
Yeah, I said
Wilkinson?
Henderson earlier.
Yeah,
That
I was
wrong.
like, that might be her like
Because I
married
was
name or
like,
maiden
it was one
name.
of those moments where I was going, "What's her last name? What's her last name?" And I just said, "Let's just throw one out.
Hey,
That
I'll
could
let
be right."
you roll with it. I was like, he probably knows better than I do.
Crystal Wilkinson.
Okay, so I looked her up a little bit just to get familiar with her work. Has she seen? I assume she's like seen the production. She's seen the stage production of her work.
I don't know that she has. She actually has people in Virginia, and we thought she might be able to swing by, but she hasn't. But
Okay.
I think she saw the first production. I know we got to talk with her and everything, but I can't remember if she saw the first production or not. But she had like 100% blessing on it. She was really, really wonderful about it. So
Awesome.
It was really cool to be able to do that, and her be like, "Yeah, look at my words, y'all."
Yeah. Brought to life on stage.
Exactly.
That's cool. Is there taking a like written work
Sure.
and translating it to the stage, scripting it
Yeah.
for the stage. Was that you as
That
a
was
director?
actually not me. It was,
Okay.
like I said, it was the group of people at Looking for Lilith Theater. They devised it, which means they took chunks out of it. This needs to be in it. How do we, first of all, what words are we using directly? What words are we going to sort of, kind of meld together to make it work? What characters are going to be composite characters? So like, there's this
Yeah.
man, but he represents 3 or 4 people or whatever.
Right.
How is it going to be theatrically? Like, what does the set look like? Because, how many locations? What do we want to say? What do we want the play to mean? All of those things go into devising a play like that. And that, I have done it.
Yeah.
I've written plays based off like, the story of, but this was already done. So I just sort of read it and came in and went, oh, okay. And it was still collaborative because then Ebony and Morgan and I were talking about, okay, do we want this to happen? Do we need this? What does the couch look like?
Right.
What does your dress look like? Is there music here? If there is, what music is it? What's the lighting like?
Yeah. Can you walk me through just a little bit of like what the play is about? Like, because typically, just like on a basic level, I understand is, you have your 3-act structure, usually not every play, but you have your beginning, middle, and your end. So when you put together, when several works are put together and you get that structure, what's the story? What's the story
This
there?
particular story was, I think it was the story of several women. It's based on poetry about women. It's based on several stories about women. And Looking for Lilith decided to bring it into one woman.
Okay.
And this woman talks about living in Virginia, or Appalachia, not necessarily Virginia, but living in Appalachia, and the men who come in and out of her life and how that affects her. The children that she has and how that affects her. What's happened in the town. So she'll play several characters. She'll play the church ladies that talk about, these 2 young girls growing up and being friends. She'll play each of the friends separately. She might play like, the man who finally comes into the woman's life and says, hey, you've gone through a lot in your life, and let's see if we can make your life better, and let's get together and see what happens. So she'll adapt all of these different characters, but to sort of create a through line, particularly.
Okay. What time period are we talking here? Is this
Probably around 30s, 40s,
okay?
somewhere in there. So you have a little bit of a timeline as you go through, but not that much.
Yeah. So it's not modern day. It's not a
No,
modern
no,
day
no, no, no,
setting.
no. It's
okay.
more of historically based.
Awesome. I was looking at that when you were like, yeah, we'll sit down and talk. I was thinking about you as an actor and director, outside of comedian, which is how we
Sure.
met.
Right.
what's your favorite stage production that you've either been a part of or just to like watch? Like, I've only seen a few like plays. I've
Right.
been in a
Right.
couple, but I don't think I could pick a favorite just because I haven't seen that many. But I'm interested.
Well, that's the thing for me. That's why I laughed, because that's a question that actors get a lot. And it's hard to say, because like I've done like children's theater. The first job I had was in children's theater. It was a thing called Kentucky Scrapbook.
Okay.
And it was, oh my God, I was in my 20s. I was like, I'm going to be an actor. Watch this. It took a minute. And I'm still not a full-time actor. I do like all those things you said, director, actor, writer, comedian. But this was like, I'm going to do it. And it was 5 of us, and we would travel in a minivan with all of our props and stuff to school all around Kentucky.
Are these stories, or is this like an improv kind of situation?
Oh my God, no. These are actually written stories. Like they're based on stories that have been told throughout Kentucky, and so there were like songs like this. I just ran into one of the people I'd started doing this with, and I told him, I said, this song popped in my head from Kentucky Scrapbook, like, take a look, oh, take a look at our scrapbook. And I was like, that was the whole show, like songs like that. Oh,
nice.
And it was like, okay, I guess I'm a singer.
Yeah.
Because I had never really done that on stage. I guess I'm a singer. Let's see what happens.
And were the kids, were they loving this the whole time? Or
You know what? They were, because they don't get a lot of theater in like some of the counties we were going to.
Yeah.
And so they loved it, and we had like bluegrass. I don't even remember any of the other songs, but I remember there seemed like to be bluegrass music and, all of these different parts of it. And we had like a recording of bluegrass that would play underneath stuff.
Okay.
But it's just so funny to remember that. And like I say, I've done a bunch of children's theater. I've done some theater with like smaller portion, but like I've done stuff at Actors a little bit, Actors Theater of Louisville. I've done stuff at Kentucky Center for the Arts. And there are shows where it's like, oh, I'm the lead and this is great. But then on other shows where I'm like third guy from the left. I did Kentucky Shakespeare Festival 1 year. I'd always wanted to do it. I love Shakespeare. I teach it to so many different people. I teach it to, kids in conservatory where I teach Walden Theater. I also teach it to like kids in the juvenile justice system with Shakespeare behind bars. And so I was like, I just want to get out there on that stage and really do Shakespeare, because they really mean it. They got costumes and they're doing it in the period and they really mean it. Mm-hmm. And so then 1 year I got to do it. Like 1 year it happened that I got to do it. And they do companies in rep, they call it repertory, which means I'll be rehearsing one show while I'm in another show. So all day I rehearse one show, and then at night after a break I go and do another show, and then that continues all the way through the summer.
Okay.
So I was like, wow, this looks, and it's just you can't do anything else because all your time is taken with this. So it was all Shakespeare all the time, and it was 175,000 degrees. And they're like, well, period pieces.
This is in
like,
Louisville? This is in...
Oh, yeah. It was very hot. Or on the sun. I can't remember. One of the two. And it was period costumes, which meant fur and wool and layer upon layer and hats and
just doing the Christmas Carol in July.
It basically. And so like we would have like an entrance, like the stage is like, let's say the stage is boom. And so we would start over here, and then we had to walk all the way around the park to pretend that we're going to another location because they don't have set changes.
Okay.
And so we come in and go, oh, here we are over here. And so we would just have to walk the park in these costumes and act for like 2.5, 3 hours every night. And it was just, and I said, I don't ever need to do that again.
No,
I've done it, and I need indoor theater.
Is there any sort of nostalgia you have for that time period?
For that, just hanging out with all of my friends. I mean, I have so many friends who act, so it was really cool to be able to say I was on stage at
Yeah.
Kentucky Shakespeare Festival.
Yeah.
And again, so many people I had watched. It was almost like when in comedy, like you watch somebody forever and then you get to be on stage with them and hang out with them.
Yeah.
And you're like peers of a sort. I mean, some of these people have been doing it for literally decades. So I can't be like, I'm like you.
Yeah.
But I held I held my own on the stage, but it was like, wow, and then you kind of see behind the scenes and you go, this is really hard, what you guys have been doing for, years.
Yeah.
And you can have it, is the other part I say. It's like, it's
Sure.
yours.
Yeah.
Help yourself.
Yeah. That's you bring up when you do comedy and you're like really, I guess you're open the door for opportunities to meet and work with people you have maybe been watching on TV.
Yeah.
Have listened to before. Like this just happened 2 nights ago. I was in Nashville. I was doing Zany's Nate Land Presents, which is Nate Bargatze's like clean comedy showcase. So I go and I'm in the green room and I look at the lineup and I see Dusty Slay.
Sure.
And Brian Bates is closing out the show. And Dusty walks in. And Dusty Slay is somebody my wife and I have like bought tickets to see
Right.
at the Kentucky Center Performing Arts
Sure.
a few years ago. And it's like you blink and you're in the green room with somebody you've seen years ago.
Yeah.
And you get to talk to them and they're really nice and
they're
really
right.
cool.
They're really nice people.
It's I've only been starstruck once so far by a comedian, and I want to hear what if this has ever happened to you. But a few weeks ago, I work at the Louisville Comedy Club doing sounds, and Anthony Jeselnik was in town.
Sure. Yeah.
And our friends Will McKenzie, Corey Miller,
Yeah. They were on the show.
were the feature and the MC for the whole weekend. 6 sold out shows.
Yeah, and
in
then
the
they added
300
a
seat.
show.
Yeah. So Anthony Jeselnik's on my Mount Rushmore probably.
Sure.
He's one of my favorites, not only on stage, but the way he speaks about comedy off stage. I just have the most respect for this guy. And I got to meet him. And I've never been nervous or starstruck yet meeting big comedians. But
Well, I'm sitting right here, man.
Yeah, but it's
it's fine.
easy.
It's whatever. Now I know I'm not a big comedian. Go on with your
I have a
story.
theory. No, you are. I have a theory about this. I have a theory why I was so starstruck. So I meet him, and he's very nice, very generous with his time. Like, I wasn't on the show. I wasn't even working that night. I was just in the club, and I go talk to him in the green room. So kind. And I was just like, yeah, I like the books your book club. And I was just like stuttering. And he's like, okay. He's like, yeah, uh-huh. And I have my theory on why I was starstruck is that he didn't know I was a comic, and he also didn't see me perform.
Right.
So when I meet a comedian of that level,
Sure.
I feel like I'm gonna be maybe starstruck, or if they've seen me do comedy, especially do well, like they've seen me like have a good set, it's like I'm coming at the relationship on a more solid footing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like when we met, I think you had already seen me on stage,
Sure.
albeit very early on.
Sure.
And I think it was just because I felt like some guy as a fan meeting Anthony Jeselnik instead of a comic.
Right.
meeting.
I've had exactly that with comics where it's like, I really like your show. They're like, okay.
Yeah, and they're like, who are you?
Yeah, exactly. Versus they've seen me, and so I have a little bit of cred in being like in the club.
Yeah. Oh, he's funny. It's like, oh, okay, you're funny. You're a comedian. And I think comedians maybe we're sort of wired to be a little standoffish toward non-comedians. Where it's like if we know you're a comedian, it's a little more like, oh, okay.
Well, we get so much as comedians. We get so much. Oh my God, you're so funny, and then it's always, how do you write that stuff? Is one thing.
How do you come up with that?
How do you come up with that? It's so funny. Or here's a story you can tell.
I get
Like,
that.
this happened to me at work. You can use this in your show, and then they want to tell you the thing, or they just want to stand there and just like just be fanboy or whatever. It's like, oh my God, you're so great.
I can't believe you would get up there.
It's crazy. Like, have you been on? And then they always name something. Have you been on? Fill in the blank comedy show. Have you been on Comedy Central? Like, you should. It's always my favorite. Like, you should like go on television. Oh my God, I should.
Yeah.
I hadn't even. Thank you.
Yeah, you know somebody.
I hadn't even thought about that. I should go on to. I was so dumb. God, working at FedEx, Kinko's. I should be. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, for sure.
Because you're real funny. Thank you. Oh my
man.
God.
If only I would have thought of that.
Just get on TV. It took just one person at a random open mic on a Tuesday to tell me.
Yeah.
Go get on TV.
Sometimes it comes from the most unlikely sources.
It really is.
Who's the last comedian that you watched on stage, whether you knew him or not, that you were just impressed by?
You know who I really, really like? Local person. I just mostly, the thing is, I go to like comedy clubs around Louisville and see my friends, like big names. I'm like, okay, yeah. But like, I mean, the millions of people that you named, like Will or Corey or you or Eric Kimbrough, a very good friend of mine, Joe Deuce, Sean Smith. Like all these guys, like local guys. Like I don't particularly go to clubs per se. Like I have friends that I go see. Like I love Dale Jones. I love his wife Jody White. Both very funny people.
Okay.
I just saw Stewart Huff. I think he's very funny. But like as far as names, capital N. I'm trying to think of the last person like I would have seen. It was like, oh my God, this is a nationally known whatever.
Sure.
Because I just don't necessarily go to those shows. Like I'm going to see.
You popped in to see Renan, didn't you?
I did.
Which
Renan Hirschberg.
You probably know him because he started here, right?
Yeah, I knew him. Yeah. Like for years, and so I was absolutely over the moon for him when he got on Letterman and he got on Colbert. And not Letterman, Fallon. He was on Fallon. He was on Colbert.
Yeah,
he's got several comedy specials he's doing.
Year.
Yeah. He's writing all the time. Like I think that's his fourth special or something, or maybe even more than that. But I'm honestly trying to go back. Who was the last? Wow, you're a great big name comic, and I haven't for a while. But I'm going to see. That's not true. I saw Louis C.K. But that was because Renan Hirschberg got me tickets because he was working with him.
Was that?
That was recently, like a year ago or so.
Yeah,
a couple of years.
The reason I know that he was at the Palace.
He was at the Louisville Palace. Yeah.
Okay, I was doing a weekend at Louisville Comedy Club, and the headliner was like, oh, I might pop over to see Louis. He was like very much like, oh, he gave the vibes of like me and Louis are boys. And I had my doubts.
Well, you know what I mean? You got a name drop or what have you.
Yeah.
You got to be like, oh, by the way. Oh, you know who I did see? Big name. I got to meet her. Chelsea Handler.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And again, it's another one of those things how she was very nice. And again, it was one of those things like, you don't know me. I got in because another comedian I really like, Holly Lene, was opening for her.
Yeah, I just I saw her pretty recently, Holly Lene.
Yeah, and she got us tickets, like 4 or 5 of us. So come on. And then there was a picture, like, come on, we're gonna go backstage and meet Chelsea. What? That's crazy.
It's like, yeah, just go backstage and meet Chelsea Handler. That's cool. I was thinking, so Keith You gave me my first opening like club weekend as MC.
Mm-hmm.
You were headlining at the Caravan.
Yeah.
Rest in peace.
Yeah.
And
Rest in Publix. R.I.P. stands for Rest in Publix.
It holds up.
You see
Nice.
what I mean?
I
You
see
see?
it.
Look at that.
I see what you're
Riffing.
doing. This is good. This is
Riffing
good.
in the
I wrote
basement.
some jokes down. I'm gonna like bounce them off of you later.
I just this whole thing is just so I can give you feedback. On
This is it.
On some jokes.
Yeah. So that's the thing.
You don't care anything about me. It's just,
Yeah.
hey, Keith, you want to come over and do a podcast? Sure. Oh, by the way, listen, I've been trying this.
I'm just waiting for you to pull your notebook out from some pocket that it's just hidden, and you're just like, that thing you said 10 minutes ago. I have some
All right,
notes.
so I don't even need to do the but that's old school now. I just do it in the phone.
Oh, you upgraded.
Like I went to. It's funny. I went to just like a little open, basically an open mic, but it's like a leveled up open mic because it's like these are people who are pretty good and really working out stuff, but it was still free. And
Is
it was
this in
still,
Louisville?
It was in Louisville. It was like Kaiju.
Okay.
Like Dan.
The Good Comedy Show.
Dan Alton.
Shout
runs
out
it.
Dan Alton.
Yeah.
Good Comedy Show.
And so Lucius Williams was in it, and Jake
I was gonna
Hovis
say
was in
Jake.
it.
If this was Sunday, it was.
Yeah, it was Jake
Yep.
Hovis was in it. Danny Hucks was there. I was like, oh, I'll run because I only live like 5 minutes away from them. So I ran down to see them. And I was and usually this is my rule. Number one, I evidently have become this comedy sensei or whatever. And I guess because I'm one of the oldest comics still doing comedy in this particular
Yeah, for sure.
generation of comics. Because there are levels of comics, right? There's like, oh, I started when I started. And so then there's like an influx. And so my influx is like above most of the guys who are doing comedy now on the regular.
It's sort of your comedy class.
Right. So there was a comedy class. And then I always told people, and I still tell people, especially from my friends, like, hey, if you want, if I'm at the show, I take notes because I love that stuff.
Sure.
I love that so much. It's always been my thing. It's like, oh, okay, what if you say dog instead of pooch? Mm-hmm. You're welcome. And so I was just doing that there that night, just hanging out and doing that. So, yeah, that's my jam right there.
So that's one of my favorite things about hanging out with you, or if we're on a show together, is that you pay attention, really, and you don't have to.
Yeah.
Which is it's always nice. And like with feedback, in my experience from you, is you're like, I wrote some things down. Do you want to hear it?
Right.
Instead of just like,
here,
man,
you should.
Yeah, you
this
should.
joke is right.
And also, feedback from another comedian, whether they take a tag, whether you listen to it or not, it means more if the person offering it is funny.
Right.
You know what I mean?
True.
Like, or is funny and familiar with your voice as a comedian.
That's the trick.
Because I've tried material or whatever, and another comic has been like, you should say this, and I'm like, I would never.
Did you see my show?
Which one?
No, that's what I'm saying. Like
Yeah,
when people
yeah, it's
come
like,
up to you and go, you should try this. I'm like, do you see my show?
Yeah.
Do you see like the 4 or 5 areas I talk about?
Sure.
Why would boobs suddenly come up
Yeah,
in
why
my
would
show?
I have
I haven't
such
had a
an
boob joke since I
out-of-pocket-
started this guy. But you should say this.
Yeah.
No.
And it's like, yeah, I could.
No, it shouldn't.
And yeah, if you get like a really dirty tag on a joke, and it's
Right.
like,
I'm like, have you
none
seen
of that?
me?
None of the stuff around it was in in that territory. But that's one thing I've always enjoyed. Our first weekend together. Do you remember the first time we met?
I was thinking about that. I thought you took a class, but maybe I made that up.
The first time we met was at the Caravan's winter contest. I had been doing comedy 6 months, and I had made it to the finals, and I was at the bar at the Caravan. It was like before the finals. And Jamie Utley, rest in peace, and you were walking out of the showroom, and Jamie was like, did you see this guy? Had some like he was pretty good or whatever, never seen him before. Did you see this guy? and you were just like, yeah. in like a jokey way, but I started dying laughing. I was like, that's very funny. Jamie's like, did you see this guy? He was funny, had a good set, and you're like, yeah.
That's so funny.
That was it.
I'm really glad you said it was jokey, because like, God, what
Yeah, it was joke. Cause
kind of jerk was I being?
Yeah, you stopped and introduced yourself, and it was all good. But you asked me to do a weekend after you saw me at, I forget what the bar's name is, but it was Funniest Person in Louisville, and I'd done a.
It could have been 1020. It could have been
Monic. It's the one with the stage where it's like
where it's like you're 9 feet
ground.
tall. It's like doing it in a cafeteria at an elementary school.
Yeah,
like you're towering above these people.
Yeah. I think you were judging the contest, and you were like, "Hey, are you free this weekend?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, it'd be great." And so that's another thing I appreciate about you is that I've seen over the few years that we've known each other is that you seem to go out of your way to give newer comics opportunities. Like if you're headlining or doing a show, I've seen you like with me and with others, just like, hey, do you want to host? Which is like prime experience for a new comic.
When I started, there was somebody watching that. There was somebody, like when I first started, there was somebody sitting in, back then, I don't think it was the Comedy Caravan, but before that, it was the Funny Farm. It's been like 19 things.
Laughing Derby.
Laughing Derby, that was a dark period. They even painted the walls black because they knew this is not going to be good, yeah. But there was always somebody sitting in the room who was like, I think you should do a guest set this weekend, or I think you're ready to host an open mic. Like there was a way up.
Sure.
And then there wasn't. Then it was just like a free for all. Like everybody had an open mic every 15 feet. You know, it's like, I can't get on at this club, so I'm going to start an open mic. And it would just be this horrible car wreck of whatever. And then Craig Ewing did take the comedy class. He took my comedy class with Brett Soule years ago. And he said, oh, okay. But then he also figured out, not only can I do a little comedy here and there, make a little pocket change, but if I start setting up shows, then I can make a little money off of that. And also I can figure out a way to cultivate comedy.
Yeah.
So it's like he's sort of looking at it from both ends. So when he curates a show or whatever, it's like, all right, so your level is open mic, and you can be on the open mic. And anybody can be on an open mic. You just need to sign up and make sure you limit your time. And if you break the rules, you can't be on it. Which, was how it used to be. And I've gravitated toward that. I was like, oh, thank God somebody's actually saying this is really what comedy is. It's not just this random, I'm just going to go up there and, talk about, body parts for 25 minutes and call it comedy.
When's the last time you've been to an open mic?
That's what I'm saying. Some of them are still that, but it's within reason now. There's somebody monitoring it. It's not just,
sure.
Yeah, the room's open. Come on in and do it. Like Craig's like, yeah, you can't be on the show.
Yeah, he does a pre-show meeting. He's like, hey, this is kind of how it's going. This is going to be the order. Don't run your time, that kind of thing.
Right. And then it'll be like, yeah, you can't be on the show because last time you went on the show, X, Y, and Z.
Sure.
But again, there are a billion places you can go and open mic if you want to. So, but with that, with Craig curating and levels and levels and levels, I'm like, I would, so when I see somebody, it's like, you can probably hold your own for 10 minutes, and I like you as a person, come be on the show. Because that's how I got to do it. Like literally, yes, you get work if you're funny, but you also get work if you follow the rules, and you also get work if people like you. And you don't have to go out around and kiss people's asses or anything, but just
if you're easy to be around,
a nice person and helpful. And if a headliner's like, I don't want to be bothered, don't be like, so what's it like to be like? I just said, go in, be on time and don't do 20 when you're supposed to host and all that stuff. All of those rules that just went goodbye. Came back when Craig started trying to curate shows. And then I was like, okay, I want to be like the last stanchion for people who remember what it's like to have to move your way up. And I know how hard it is to be like, well, I really want to host this place. And da, 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 da. I said, well, if I'm going to do this week, I'm going to get Ben, or I'll get my friend Donna, or I'll get this person or that person, or I'll get this person who can probably feature and they're great. And, I also like to just have different types of comics on a show. You know?
Different styles, different viewpoints.
Yeah, so it's not like we're all going to, talk about how, our wives or whatever it is. It might be a woman on the show. It might be a younger person on the show, somebody in their 20s, but they're funny. It might be an incredibly weird person, like, or somebody who has quirks like Lena Beamish. She's always like, look, I'm wearing a neon green dress. I'm going to do some shows. You go ahead, And again, it's all about, oh, you're interesting. You're really trying to make this work. Come open this show.
Yeah.
Because it's high stakes for the comic, I guess, if you haven't hosted much, but it's not high stakes for the headliner, at least it shouldn't be. For me, one of the things is I've learned long ago, it's like you have to be able to follow whoever gets up in front of you.
Sure.
But then there are some headliners who are like, you can't do X and Y and Z in front of me because X, Y, and Z. And I've always been like, okay. It's like, but this is all I have. It's like, well, go home and write some stuff.
I haven't had that happen yet. I know that happens, and I expect it to happen eventually. But luckily, so far, I haven't had somebody be like, "Hey, I've got a thing about kids. Don't talk about your kids."
See, that's too vague for me. It's like, hey, I have a car. Don't talk about your car on stage.
Yeah.
I might talk about my car on stage.
Like following, I've had just Monday. I've never followed like a 2-person improv. And I had to follow a 2-person improv team that brought people up on the stage and did like a 10-minute miniature play and killed.
Sure.
And I was like, well, now I just got to go out there.
I'm just going to talk about my kids.
Yeah. I tried to, so I go out there and the crowd is still like fired up. It was a great time. And I was like, it's just me.
So what did you do when you got up there?
I joked about it and then rode that momentum into my normal
And
set.
That's the thing. That's what I have I haven't always done it, liar. I have figured out that's what I always need to do.
You have to kind of like
you can't pretend whatever
you can't just go up
didn't
there.
happen.
Yeah.
It's like,
flexible.
okay, yes, that's great. They lit the house on fire. Anyway, I live in suburbia.
Yeah.
Like you can't not acknowledge that this just happened.
They had people on stage and I went out and they were a 2-man group.
Sure.
So I went out there and I was like, it's just me.
Right.
Very different vibes. If any of y'all try to come up on this stage, I'm leaving. Like that kind of thing. And it was like a quick laugh.
It was like I acknowledged that they were funny and now I'm resetting.
Yeah, it was like that was great to watch. Y'all better not get up here. There was like a really tall guy that got up on stage.
Sure.
I was like, if that big guy gets up here, I'm
not
a fighter. I'm
serious. I'll take him out.
Yeah, I'm out of here.
I'll take you out,
I know
buddy.
where the exits are.
You'll be about 5 feet tall if you try to get back on the stage again. You're going to lose a foot.
Yeah, and I feel like that got the audience used to hearing my voice.
Right.
I also, I was watching them kill, too. I was watching the same thing everybody was watching. So it's like, and then I was just like, anyway, I was like, by the way, I'm not a cop, which is like the opener I have right now.
Right.
And then we just kind of
and then you go, and they're
it.
ready to, okay, he saw it, I saw it, we saw it. He's not just going to pretend this didn't happen. Here we go.
That was my first follow like that. I was
and
like,
that's that brought up 2 things for me. Thing one is, as a black comedian, I don't know what people are expecting me to do. Like, are they expecting Bill Cosby, R.I.P.? Okay, he's not dead, but he might as well be. And Kevin Hart, or, who are they expecting?
Sure.
Are they expecting Dave Chappelle,
Bernie Mac? Are they expecting?
Are they expecting Josh Johnson? Are they expect? And so I'm always like, I'm the black comedian. So if I go up, and it generally doesn't happen if guys just, I have a wife and I'm dating girls, It happens if the guy goes up there and every third word is N.
Mm-hmm.
N-word, 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 N-word. And it happened to me, the first time it happened to me.
You've seen my set.
It's just full, just chock full. It's like, I can't follow
Couldn't
that.
help it.
I did the shows in French Lick, Indiana, and this guy, Dustin, I can't remember his last name right now. Hi, Dustin, if you're watching. But he had curated the show, and he said, will you come and headline? I'm like, sure, it looks like fun. It'd be a little thing. Well, it was just the perfect storm of, oh, this is going to be a mess.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Dustin knew the owner, but the owner, it was one of those things where the owner knew everybody because they always came regularly to this bar, and they decided to comedy club it one night.
Mm-hmm.
And so the owner had a spotlight, and he would like shine the spotlight on people and go, I know about you, Trish, and da-da-da-da, dirty joke, laughter, uproarious laughter. So that was the tone. Like, he did that for about 10 minutes.
Okay.
There was a guy who had a guitar who was evidently a friend of the owner. He just played guitar really badly and sang even worse.
So these are sets. These are people.
This is the order
Okay.
of the show. I'm setting up the entire, as the headliner, whatever happens before you have to overcome it.
Sure.
So that happens. And then Dustin has gotten this young woman who it felt like had done about 3 shows in her life and wanted to give it a shot to open the show.
Mm-hmm.
And so she gets up there, and while she's talking, the guy with the guitar is unplugging stuff.
Okay.
So
he's just-
he's just on stage like, so I've been dating this guy. You know how things pop when you
Yeah.
unplug them because you didn't turn it off first. Like,
Yep.
poof, poof. You know, and she's just trying to do her little show and whatever. And then finally he gets off, and she's still talking.
and of course she
gets off.
can't address it. She's brand new.
Yeah,
She
because
doesn't
she's
know
like,
what to
I
do.
don't know how to do. I just have these 40 words I rehearsed.
Yeah.
And then Dustin gets up and he does his show. Now, this whole time, the guy who's supposed to be the feature is running late. So the show's running late. So the owner doing improv with the friends in the audience, I don't think it was planned, but it happened.
Yeah.
And then the guitar guy ran longer because the guy was late, and then it just shifted the whole room or whatever. So finally the guy shows up. Now this guy is one of those guys who's like, you know, gangster, right? And so all the N-words come out, all the cussing comes out. He talks about people's sex lives and anatomy and the whole nine.
Sure.
All of it. And you've seen my show, nothing.
That's not
Nothing.
Yeah.
I talk up nothing. You know, I'm talking about, I'm 61. You know, that's what I got. Oh, TV, right?
Yeah.
And so he gets off stage, and all the people love it, except the only 4 black people in there besides me and him were this couple, and they were probably about my age, right?
Okay.
And they're just sitting there with their arms folded.
Hated
just like,
it.
and I was like, oh, well, they just think it's just going to be this twice in a row.
Sure.
And so I got up there and I said, how do I reset this room? And I said, oh my God, give it up for, I can't remember the guy's name.
So he
It's
did
awful.
well.
Oh yeah.
So
No,
he
he
did
killed
well.
it.
Okay.
He crushed it because that's what the crowd was.
Sure.
And I'm like, my fear has always been, if the crowd likes that, they won't like me. That's always been my fear. Always. My whole life. I can't follow a guy like that because if they like that, they won't like me.
Sure.
And then I finally got to the point where like, yeah, they will. They will. It's fine. You just have to, you know. And so that night was where I really learned to reset something like that. Because usually I would just go up and either try to be just as bold.
Match the energy.
Right. Or I would just start my show.
Yeah.
You know. And so I got up there and I went, oh my God, he was funny. Wow. And then I said, he was really black. That guy, he was very black, ma'am. He was so black. I'm not saying I'm not black. He was just really, really, he was blacker than me.
Yeah.
Is what I'm trying to.
Yeah.
I mean, like, okay, so if we got pulled over by, say, a racist cop, we would both get hit with the baton. He would just get more. That's all I'm
Right.
saying. He would just get more.
Yeah.
And
very
everybody
funny
laughed,
way
but
to
it also reset everything. And then I saw the 4 black people go, okay. And I went, oh, okay, now I can go ahead into my show because I've shifted it. I've shifted the energy.
Yeah.
The people still enjoy. Oh, it's like, because this is what I find. Funny, confident, and good writing will outdo whatever has happened. we've been in rooms where it's like, okay, there have been 4 horrible open micers in a row.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get somebody who's been doing it for a while and they're just trying to work some stuff out.
Yeah.
And they have, in case this doesn't work, I also have jokes that always do.
Sure.
Right? And so you see that you literally feel the energy in the room change, where it's like, oh, okay, good, because I didn't know. I didn't know how this is going to be. Okay, good. We can take a break from cringing in order to just listen and enjoy it,
The audience, just in my limited experience, it's just like a group psychology where you've all bought into this experience to sit here and watch.
Yep.
And if you're at an open mic and you get some brand new people who haven't figured it out yet, and you get some stinkers right in a row.
Yeah.
And then you get somebody who's competent.
Yes.
It's like you're trusting your experience, your night out. You're like, okay, I'm in good hands for the next few minutes at least.
This will be a little respite. Sure.
Yeah.
Well, see, and that's the thing. I always say, when I do the comedy classes, I always say the audience can't laugh if they're worried about you. So if they're like, oh, I hope he's okay, that's not conducive to laughing, because our bodies won't let that exist in the same place.
Yeah.
I either have to be totally rooting for you, or I have to be, oh my God, he's horrible, this is fabulous. So if I'm rooting for you and you're not being funny, then I'm like, if I laugh, I'm laughing at you.
Sure.
And some part of me won't let me do that, because I want you to do well.
Yeah.
And so then,
because most people are not mean-spirited.
Exactly.
In that way.
They don't come and be like, "Oh, you suck. This is fabulous. Send me another horrible comment." Right? They're like, "Oh, I really was hoping for you." Because people want to laugh. People don't come to the comedy club to be like
don't go
angry or whatever. It's like, yeah, we're going to this comedy club, and I'm just gonna, unless they're just having some kind of horrible day.
Those people are so few and far between, and usually they're there because somebody else made them go.
Right.
But even then, it's like they're already out. I feel like it's crowd's desire. They're there to be entertained. They want to have some fun. They want to laugh. They're at a comedy club, and it's they might not be able to laugh if they're worried about you as a person.
Right.
Also, if they're worried about where you're going with this
right.
joke,
if they're
like,
you can see people sometimes go, "What are you gonna say?"
So you got to make them trust you a little bit, so you get the benefit of the doubt, and then you can twist the knife on them.
But again, you don't. If you're gonna be that kind of comic, it's just gonna be like, here's something difficult, here's something tricky. You have to be such a terrific writer, like Nikki Glaser, or any of those roast comedians.
Mm-hmm.
If you are not clever and funny with a roast, then you're just a mean person.
You're just saying, yeah.
Right? It's like roasting, to me, is taking the truth and saying it in such a clever, undeniable way that the person you're talking about has to go, yeah.
It's fantastic.
That's true. I can't really I am short, or I am fat, or I have had 7 divorces, or whatever it is. I can't. That's all true.
Mm-hmm.
And you said it in such a clever way. Good for you.
Yeah. I told I hesitate just because me personally, I don't like unsolicited advice from probably people in general. But I was telling a comic the other day, and I was like, feel free not to listen to me.
And then he walked away.
Always preface that. I'm always like, everybody's got their own journey to walk on. It just doesn't do what you do. But this guy, he was going up, and the first words out of his mouth was a joke about, he used the word Jew a lot. And Jew is a word that, depending on the context, is a slur. And the way he was saying it was just like, it was the first thing out of his mouth, and he was like, this, and this. And it ended up being, it's a pretty decent joke with a good turn on the end, but it's like a Holocaust thing. And I was like, it's a solid joke. Don't do it first.
Right. Right.
Don't do it first.
People have to get used to you. They have to trust you and like you. And then, like you said, they'll let you go somewhere else a little bit.
People aren't going. That's not the first. You're coming in hot.
Right.
You're coming in hot.
Right.
I was like, work on the joke. Keep working on it. Try to get some softballs in before that one, just so the crowd can be like, okay, because there's a lot of preamble where you're saying Jew, and it's like each one of those is like a nails on a chalkboard.
Right.
If they're not ready, if they're
right.
not already laughing with you on a thing,
or if they don't know why you're, as a non-Jewish person, saying it.
Sure.
Because that's the trick of it. Like, again, Ronan Hirschberg, Jewish guy.
Yeah.
Will tell jokes about being Jewish.
Yeah. And he's very, he's like observably Jewish.
Yeah.
Ronan is.
Yeah.
The comic that I'm referring to is not.
So did he talk about himself being a Jew or his tribe or whatever?
Yes. But he's like, I don't want to like do the guy's bit or name him or anything because he's working on stuff. He's newer.
Sure.
But
well, that's too bad. What's his name? Where's he live?
Yeah, we'll cut it. But he's working on this joke and he's like talking about how he's Jewish and his neighbor's Jewish, and they're in like a Jew one-upsmanship like competition.
Okay.
And so he's coming at it from a place of I'm part of this group that I'm talking about. It's just that the way he's saying it just needs it's a decent joke, got a solid twist on the end, but it's like hey, don't do it first. Don't let that be the It's like, I mean, maybe eventually you get there where you just come in hot and you have a brand and people are there for it, but like you're pretty new.
Well, and part of it too is if you're new, you don't know any of this. You don't know. You just, I wrote this. I've got to go up and say it. Or this is edgy, or this is, this.
He's like, I got a joke that works. I better do it first.
Right.
And I'm like,
right. But it depends. Yeah. I mean, it won't work if you do it first. So part of the reason it maybe worked before was that, I mean, because that's the thing. Like you'll have a joke, and you'll do it and it's like, oh my God, they love that. And then you try to carry it to a different place and they go, why do you think we would laugh?
Yeah.
What is your problem?
Yeah.
We hate you. Please get off.
And that's why it's like comedy advice. You never know what other people have heard or what their experience is. So it's like, it's hard to say what to do, what not to do. But I feel like there is like some basic stuff where, and I don't have hardly anything figured out, but if it's like, I did, you see stuff on stage and you're like, maybe, I was like, that joke shouldn't be first, or maybe it's like,
sure.
Let him
well,
get,
I mean, the thing is, I think everybody, once you've done comedy for, I would say even like it's a shorter period as a year, maybe even shorter, you have, unless you're just going to get stuck, because there are some comics that every time they go on stage, you go, you're still doing that because they're not evolving or paying attention or trying to get better. It's just like, I just need to go up here and be part of this group and be part of this this thing that is comedy.
Sure.
Because the rest of my life is not as great as the thrill of standing on stage and saying something that
you're like, I like being in comedy clubs anyway. I might as well get up there and hang out.
Sure, exactly. Because that's how it works. It's like you go and you hang out for a bit. You say, I can do that, and then you go up and try to do it, and you go, I can't do that.
Yeah,
not yet. But I have never, no matter how long I've done it, no matter whatever, I've never gone up to somebody and said, hey, you need to blah, blah, blah. I'll go up and say, hey, I really like that joke about.
Or have you thought about this?
But I still I won't even say, but I think if you change da-da-da, I might say like, like the joke about the cell phone. What if you said, I'm just curious, and you don't have to, and I'll say, like, you don't have to do anything with this. What if you said, instead of ringtone, you said buzzer?
Sure.
Think about it.
Just like a writing. Yeah,
just like I mean, my stuff is never like, don't ever get on stage and say anything about that again. I'm not that big. It's always like a tweak. It's always like, you know what? I really like that thing about blah, blah, blah. But I think the reason it doesn't laugh because these words are in the different, do these words in this order and see what happens.
Yeah.
And again, I always leave the door open. It's like I might be completely wrong, but
Yeah.
because I have been wrong about my own jokes. It's like, oh,
Constantly.
I don't know why I moved that around. Or I'll be like, well, why didn't that work? It's like, because you didn't say da 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 before da da da.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I'm never the guy for unsolicited advice. I'll just be like, yeah.
I've found some of the
did that.
best. I've learned I've learned the most. I feel like I've gotten the best feedback from either really good friends that are like other comedians or complete strangers. Anybody in between. I'm trying to think. I don't think I've ever gotten anything. But
Well,
like
some
complete
comic who like
strangers will
hangs
have,
out
like,
and has
the
seen
thing.
you, and then they come.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, have you watched me? You don't really know what I'm doing.
Yeah, yeah. But if it's somebody you are like sort of in it with, you guys have been doing shows together, you've been doing mics together, you're coming up together.
Right.
Like I've gotten feedback from a comic like that who just was like, there's too many words in this one thing that I was doing.
I say that all the time.
And I
That's
was
the biggest
like,
note I give.
and it was like deep down I probably knew that.
Mm-hmm.
Because it wasn't working the way I wanted it to, but it just took him to be like, just a lot of words, man.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right,
cut
the words. Just
My thing
cut
is
that
always
part.
people, and this is the thing about the you should do that on stage thing, is that how much context does it need before we get to the funny?
Yeah.
Like, so, and people are constantly, this happened at work. Da, 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 da,
Who cares?
And I'm like, you have talked for 3 minutes and there hasn't been any funny in that 3 minutes. Now, it doesn't seem like that's long for you, but on an open mic, 3
We're
minutes
dying out here.
is your whole set.
Yeah.
Right? If you got a 5-minute set and you spend 3 minutes getting to something,
Yeah.
you've lost me. You get about 10 seconds, maybe 15 to get to.
Yeah.
And then you really should be trying to get as much mileage out of all of that setup work as you've done. It should be tags and tags and tags. And now if you set it up, go back, call back. That should be the most work.
Sure.
And then the rest of it should be, here's a laugh, and here one, and here's one, and also one, and here's one.
Do you know what I think has been like a benefit for me as a comedian is that I read books.
Good for you.
And that's not a flex, but the
It's
reason
not, that would be the worst flex.
it's I read books.
I'm a
I'll tell you what,
reader.
I'm
I
getting into this
read.
Goosebumps series. I think
That's
it's got
great.
potential.
It's great. Don't spoil it for me. La la la. Let's just say there's a secret in the old cave. That's all I'm gonna say.
You
That's
ever
all I'm
heard
gonna
of
say.
a little duo named the Hardy Boys?
I have, and their girlfriend, on again, off again, Nancy Drew. Yeah,
Nancy Drew.
it's an odd triangle with them.
Yeah, I like it. The reason I say that is because if you're reading a book or you're reading anything, you start to very quickly recognize when an author is like, you're like, why is so much exposition here? I don't need to know all this stuff. And maybe that's just like me being sort of a pain in the ass about like, all right, come on, I don't need to know this. But if you think about your comedy writing through that lens, I think it can help. If you're like, if you look at something you wrote because you're like, I'm the most clever dude that's ever lived, look at this. And you just start reading through it, you're like, who cares? Who cares?
Well, that's always been my whole thing, is that don't give me, because the audience is holding on to all the information. It's like a detective. This is why true crime / CSI / Law and Order are all so, detective stories are all so popular, because people want to figure out the puzzle.
They try to get ahead. They get ahead of it.
They try to get, sometimes they do, and that's okay.
Yeah.
But it's like, if you give me any information, I better need it later.
Yeah.
Because if you give me information I don't need, it's like, my neighbor, he's got a kid, the kid's 3, and he was out there playing on his big wheel. And then there was the mailman who came by and waved at the kid, and the jokes about
I
the
knew you were
mailman.
gonna say mailman.
Yeah.
In my head, I was like, he's gonna say the mailman.
Yeah,
came by.
and the joke, it's about the mailman. Then why do I need to know you even have a neighbor? The mailman came over and he put a milk bottle in my, whatever the joke is. Like, don't give me any more than I need. Mm-hmm. And then once you've given it to me, like I say, it should serve you for a good 2 minutes. That information you gave me,
Yeah.
you can add a little bit. It's like, this is what my analysis always. It's like, it's the roller coaster analysis. You have that anticipation, that click clack, 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 and then you whoosh for a very long time. There's a lot of work that takes over, and the thrill is in all of the whooshing, right? The thrill is not in the click clack. If you got on the roller coaster and it was like 5 minutes worth of click clack, and you went whoo, and then it was click clack again, I'm like, why am I on this ride?
Sure.
Why? I could have ridden an escalator. Why am I on this ride? So the click clack is only to get you to the whoosh. Write that down. It's very good. You've recorded it. No need to write it down. You've recorded it. It's already recorded.
Got it. I got it. I was just thinking of.
I don't think I've ever seen a black man do that.
What? Got it.
Yeah. No, black people don't.
I don't know if you know this, Keith, but I'm not black.
I know that. I've seen your neighborhood.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they let me in without a security guard.
Oh, you're on cameras around somewhere.
I'm on cameras all
in.
over the neighborhood. They're gonna talk. They're gonna call you after his leave. It's like, all right, we know. Are you okay?
Yeah.
Mr. Stewart, are you all right?
Yeah. Like, no.
It's like, oh, thank God. Where were you hours ago? He was in my home.
You were using a roller coaster analogy, and I was thinking of roller coasters that just shoot you out of a tube instantly.
That's not a roller coaster, Ben.
Sure it is.
That's a rocket.
Sure
That's
it
a
is.
different ride.
But even in that case, it's still, I think the metaphor holds up, because what you're talking about is creating anticipation.
Yeah.
And then payoff.
Releasing it.
Yeah, you're only getting the information you need. You're hoping that they get ahead of it, and then you use that information against them to surprise them.
Well, and that's where your left turn comes from. That's where I thought you were going to, and you didn't.
Sure. Yeah.
That's where you're like, psych, right? I mean, even with the roller coaster, to be fair, even with the roller coaster that shoot you out, which there might be, I don't know. I haven't ridden a roller coaster since they were made out of wood, and Carney was pulling a lever to stop it. But those have some sort of setup, some sort of propulsion, some sort of tension, and then they release you. So even still, there has to be a thing that propels you.
Yeah.
And also, if you look at that, that's a surprise. Like, oh my God, I didn't expect him to say that.
Yeah.
What's this going to be like? So depending on what that propulsion is, that can still work as well.
Yeah.
Like the guy you were talking about who was like, doing Jew, Holocaust.
Yeah.
It's like, okay.
Right off the rip.
Yeah. It's like, okay. So the why of it is another part, I think, of jokes. Why are you telling me this?
Sure.
What is the point of this joke? Did you just think this would be funny to get on stage and talk about, versus are you trying to connect with me, and the way you're connecting is through this joke you wrote?
Sure.
That, you're trying to find a profound truth. You're trying to find an evenness. You're trying to find everybody to understand. You're trying to get me to think of something differently than I'd been thinking about it before. You're trying to challenge my belief system, and I don't think people are doing that when they sit down to write a joke.
Sure.
Like, it's going to be so funny about my toenail. I'm going to make people rethink who they are. It's like, no, I just want to tell you about my toenail. But even with that, it's like, oh my God, me too, toenail.
Yeah. Yeah. What, is there any sort of like comedy advice that somebody gave you early on that had a huge impact?
Oh my God. Yeah. I started as an actor first, and I was barely doing that, but
so you had a stage presence.
But yeah, I mean, I didn't know how to mold that into doing comedy.
Yeah.
But I knew how to be on stage and command the stage. And so,
which is a barrier for a lot of people.
It really is.
It,
like, you might be really funny, and then like, I can't hear you, right? Me, I was the opposite. It's like, I know how to do that, and the problem with that was, that's what I did. Like, when you deliver monologues, and I don't even teach kids to do that now when I teach acting, but it used to be when you delivered a monologue, you'd pick a point out in space, and you'd put that person in the point, and you talk to that point, And I remember my really good comedy friend, Etta Mae. She took me on a lot of tours with her, a lot of shows. And she watched me one day, I mean, like you're talking about, does the comic, does the headliner watch the show? And that's one thing I always learned, like watch the whole show, because you never know what somebody's going to do in the show that you have to, one, react to, two, tell them not to do, three, follow, so watch the whole show. So I've always done it. But then she was watching the show, and then she went up and did her show. And then later on we were talking, and she was like, you got to, what were you looking at? Like, what do you mean? Like, what were you looking at? It's like, I was just doing comedy. It's like, yeah,
That
but the
light
people
from yonder
are
window
down
breaks.
here, right? And for me, being this large black guy, I'm like, I don't want to be looking right at this woman because she might feel intimidated and get uncomfortable. I don't want to make you
When you're just-
uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Da, da, da. And she was like, well, you're not connecting with anybody. And so all of this funny stuff you're saying, you're not having a conversation, because comedy is a conversation. Even if the conversation is I say something, you laugh, I say something else, you nod and laugh,
Yeah.
da 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 da. You're having a conversation, so you're trying to relate to the people in the audience. So then I had to learn to do that. I had to learn. It's like, I'll give you the punchline, and I'll give you the setup, and you get the punchline. Or I'll see somebody and I'll go, you're married, right? Da 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 da. Right?
Yeah, yeah.
And then, but not like linger. It's like, Ben, this show's for you.
Sure.
Right? And that was that changed everything. That changed the show. Because, like, if I'm sitting here talking to you, or if I'm talking to somebody just on the couch or whatever, if I'm talking to kids when I'm teaching or whatever, I do this because that's where the connection is. Like, I see you. Look at me. Look at you. Look at me. We're all in this together. Let's talk about it. And when I did comedy, the moment where you really need to make a connection, because laughter won't happen if you haven't connected, I was like, you guys are here, but I'm doing the thing. And then what was so funny is when
performing at.
Exactly. I'm just, you guys can be here or not be here. By gum, my wall is here, right? Yeah. So I did this. I was in Michigan. It was really funny. After I'd learned this thing or whatever, it was one of those, I'm trying to be a road comedian, so drive to wherever. And the booker hadn't vetted any of the rooms. He would just call up and say, you guys got a bar? You want a comedy show?
Yeah, yeah.
Great. Send me a check. We'll send you some comics, right? And so you just show up, and it'd be like, he couldn't possibly have seen this room. He couldn't possibly know nobody would be here. And it was a bar. It was a huge bar that usually had, maybe they had comedy every week, but it was like, I think they were set up more for music or something. I don't know. It was just, it wasn't where, and like, it was a night, it was one of those nights where there were like 8 people in the room. Mm-hmm. And there was a couple of people over here, a couple of people, and I was featuring. And so the guy who hosted got up, and he did that thing where he didn't look at anybody. Not only did he do that thing where he didn't look at anybody, he played the room like there were 500 people in it. And so it was like,
acknowledge that.
Oh yeah, no, he had his shit and he was doing it. It's like, how many people in here like to go skiing? Huh? And he just did his whole, like, there was 1 million people in there. And I'm like, and in my head, I'm like, they're right there. The people.
Yeah.
There they are. And then there was also the thing where it's like, well, you've got to do 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Without laughs, you may not have 30 minutes worth of material. We don't know. It's certainly not going to carry. What are you going to do?
Right.
And so that was the night I really realized you have to talk to the people in the room.
Yeah.
And one of the people in the room, one of my favorite, I can't believe this gig stories, was a 12-year-old kid doing her homework.
Nice.
She was like the niece of the owner or the something. And she was at this table, like in front to my left, I guess stage left. And she had her book open and she was doing homework. And so I would say a good 10 minutes of
Sounds
the show
like a good kid.
was them.
Yeah.
Was her doing her homework. What homework is it? You brought your kid to the thing. You couldn't get a sitter. What's wrong with you people? Yeah. This is very sad. How is the economy here in Michigan?
Really?
Riff, go, 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 go. And so I was like, oh, so it doesn't have to be hilarious. It just has to be present and actual.
Do you think that's a skill or, well, maybe I'm wording it wrong, but I think that for me, and I don't have like a ton of that instinct. I'm getting better, like working on it, but it's like that comes with a lot of reps. That's why you see a newer person get up and it just doesn't.
Right.
Because their material is so new to the world,
Right.
that most of their brain power on stage is being
Sure.
used to recite the memorized passages.
Yes.
But when you get some material that works, which takes a while,
Sure.
and when you get that material front and back and you can do it in your sleep,
Sure.
then on stage, it's like that frees up the brain to go, oh yeah, let me
This is
goof
happening.
off a little bit,
Yeah.
because I know my on ramps and off ramps a little better.
The thing for me with crowd work, which is I figure is what you're talking about, being able to riff.
Kind of, and
Yeah.
if something doesn't work,
What do
like
you do?
to go, you guys hated that, or
Right.
it's like something to break the fourth wall, to sort of acknowledge and be in the room, not necessarily go to the crowd, but be in the room.
Be present
Yeah.
in the room and not be like, I have 5 minutes to say to you, and then I'm going to sit down.
Yeah.
Um,
Or if your set is on a certain path that's not working, and
Right.
you're like,
I did one of the
I gotta
things
shift.
I wish comedians would get out of the habit of is, I mean, unless you've got a really clever way to say it, is any variation of, well, that's a new joke, but believe me, it won't be an old joke, or you guys really hated that. That if you have a you guys really hated that or whatever, it's got to be one that I haven't heard before. You know what I mean? Or my favorite is, what's wrong with you guys? It's funny. And I'm like, why are you blaming the crowd? Like, they didn't come here to not laugh. They want to laugh.
it's almost, it's
It's just, I mean, there's so much failing in comedy. So much, and you fail 10, 15, 20 minutes at a time.
and there's never not failing either.
No,
you never get to a point where you're like, I'm done failing.
Well, the thing is, if you write new stuff, you
Sure,
have to
if you're-
start
yeah.
failing again. And the key I always say is like, should I? I said, you should go on stage as much as you can go on stage. And when I say to like a newer comic or whatever, it's like the open mic is not so that you can be brilliant. And I saw this on some comedy show or something. I was like, oh my God, I'm right. Open mic is not for you to be brilliant. Open mic is for you to get used to being on stage. And you know who said it? Your buddy, Anthony Jeselnik, said it.
He's the man.
It's that because somebody was talking about Anthony Jeselnik, and they were an open micer, and Anthony Jeselnik said to them, if you think an open mic is where, you know, like the audience is going to be great and it's wonderful, you are mistaken. The open mic is for you to get used to standing there, holding a microphone, saying words.
Mm-hmm.
That's what the open mic is for. And that's what I've always said. Open mic, don't look at an open mic as like, this is where my big break comes. Look at an open mic as practice, standing up, holding a microphone, saying words. If you get laughs, terrific. Record yourself, make note of where the laughs are, but still don't just be like, okay, that joke's done. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not. Go up and do it again. Go up and do it again. So that you get to the point that you were just talking about, in that I can do it in my sleep. It's not about holding the mic and standing there and talking to people. Now it's about writing more things, and that, you know, because you're going to have to do that with every joke every time. I have this image when I write a new joke. First of all, of course, you rehearse that 10 times as much as anything else in your set, because it's like, I got to get the words right. I got to get the words right.
Mm-hmm.
I see it as a train. You're standing like in a subway station or a train station, or you're waiting for the bus, and down the road is that bus, right? Is that new joke. And you're just talking and talking, and the new joke starts coming closer and closer and closer and closer and closer. And then here's the new joke. And you get on the bus, and then, okay, you're going past the new joke station into familiar territory. But for the whole time, in the back of your head, you're just seeing a train coming,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and then you see the train go. And
Like
then,
in your set, you're like, tried material. Here
right,
comes the new
here
one.
comes
Here
the
comes
thing
the new
about the
one.
milk. Here comes the thing about the glass of milk. Here's the thing about the glass. And then you're on the train. Glass of milk. Here's the joke about glass of milk. And then the train takes off. You go, well, the joke about glass of milk did all right. Meanwhile, the train is just moving,
Yeah.
and so in the back of your head, it's like glass of milk did all right, but you're on to, my third grade or whatever your joke is, and so I always have that feeling, but it's tricky not to. But the biggest thing for me is I shouldn't know you're doing new material, even if it doesn't work.
Yeah.
I shouldn't know. You will know. And there will be some, like if somebody had electrodes or whatever hooked up to you.
Sure.
Not electrodes. That means they're shocking you. What do they think? Like, you know what I mean?
Not
Like
necessarily.
EKG things.
Yeah,
Is
I
that
think
what
those are electrodes.
Okay.
Yeah,
I didn't know.
I think
Thanks
so.
for being the smart one.
I hope there's like a doctor in the comments.
Yeah, can you just type?
Yeah.
But if somebody was like monitoring your heart rate and your, respirations or whatever, new joke is gonna be like, and then, it might level out a little bit or whatever. But the audience shouldn't know that's happening to you.
I think I've seen a few comedians recently that do this new joke song and dance.
Mm-hmm.
And it is, I've had a lot of fun watching them do it. It's, do you know Jeffrey Osmus?
No.
Super funny guy. One of the funniest comedians I've seen live, like one of the best comics. He has a notebook on stage, or like a piece of paper, tab of paper, and he's like going through, and as a comedian, I'm watching and I'm like wondering how much of it is an act, like how much of it is put on. But he'll be like, new joke, banger, he'll do a joke that works, and then he'll like, right, and I'm like, is he really checking off?
Sure.
Or he's like that one gets a star, that's a banger. And it's like, well, he probably does that every time he's on stage.
Right.
And eventually that new joke that's like, oh, this new joke that works, it's not new anymore, but it's part of the act.
Right.
Which is, I don't know. He's so good that it is just like, that in itself becomes a bit.
And if that is happening, if that bit is happening, that's different than, here's one I haven't done before.
Yeah, don't tell me before.
Right. Because
don't tell me
because
before.
what that does, it takes me out of it. Like, we have created this moment, this 5-minute, 10-minute, 15-minute moment, you and me, you and the audience, me and the audience, whatever. And it's like, we're all here, and we're all believing everything I'm saying, and we're all taking everything at face value, and we've created this kind of theatrical world for us, because comedy is theater, and comics don't get that. You're creating a character, there's an audience, the set is just this, you're your own sound,
Sure.
all the lighting, all of it is theater, right? It's literally a theatrical space, it's a stage. And so if you drop out of it and just become the actor versus the character by saying, this is new, let's see how it goes, and you jump back in, then for a second I've stopped believing that Peter Pan can fly. I won't clap my hands.
Unless you are so big that you're like almost above the character.
Well, and that's the thing too, like Janine Garofalo, first one I ever saw do this, and now everybody does it, would go on stage with a notebook. Mm-hmm. But she was Janine Garofalo. Right. So it's like, who wouldn't want to see Janine Garofalo working stuff out on stage?
Sure.
So that's a bonus. Mm-hmm. If I go on stage with a notebook, I'm just a guy who can't remember what he's supposed to say.
Yeah.
I think there was a lot less of that. And again, I sound like the grandpa of comedy. I'm making money. But there was really part of being a comic is remembering the stuff you wanted to say.
Tim Northern told me that one time. It was like my third open mic. I had some like note cards or notes on stage, and I got off, and he was like, ditch the notebook or whatever. He was like, have it memorized or whatever. But and he was right. This is like what you're saying is like, have an act, have it memorized or whatever. There's a super funny comic, Blake Hammond, from Cincy. Yeah. And I asked him one day, because he has some material, he's great, he's funny. And then he's got like a thing that he does where he'll pull out note cards and he'll have an entrance into this bit.
Sure.
And he'll pull out note cards and he'll have jokes from the note cards, and I asked him before, and I think he mentioned, I could be getting this wrong, but I think he said that like a headliner or somebody was like, "Why do you have note cards? Like, what are you doing on stage?" And Blake's response, he was like, "I get bored, man. I'm trying to do new stuff and like this is like a different thing that I do, and it kills."
But
like
see,
he's doing like jokes every time.
an on purpose.
Oh, he's very intentional about it.
Versus, what else? Or this with the phone.
Yeah.
I want to hit you.
Sure.
Like, you didn't even take the time to write it down.
Yeah. Unless you're Chris Rock or
I don't
want to
watch you scrolling through your phone for your joke.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to try that. But I also understand that it is generational. There's a generation of comics who has accepted this and note cards and pieces of paper. And, some people are subtle about it. It's like, blah, 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 I'm taking a drink. What's my next joke? Boom.
Mm-hmm.
That's fine.
Yeah.
It shouldn't become part of the act that you are going to look at your phone during the show unless you have something in your phone to tell me that's on your phone.
Right.
Otherwise, this is a prop that you don't need. It's an extra prop. And now I'm paying attention to something that doesn't enhance anything you're doing. In fact, it takes me out of the thing completely.
That's a perfect segue because I wrote some jokes.
You have been waiting so patiently.
I wrote some jokes, and as a guy who likes jokes and likes giving thoughtful feedback, I wrote some of these. I want to get your thoughts on this. Nobody has heard these yet.
Wow. This is exciting. You should do like a James Osmos.
Jeffrey Osmos?
Yeah, I'm so close.
Dude, he's if you have a chance to see him, take it.
I'm going to do it.
Go see it. He's fantastic. All right. Here's some jokes. I told my wife I quit my job to be a comedian, and she laughed. I'm off to a good start.
Yeah, no.
I saw a beaver putting a cross on top of his house. I said, "God damn."
Why am I here in your house? Why am I here with your house?
That was pretty good. I did a show for the blind, and it was very emotional. There wasn't a eye in the house. All right.
Okay, I'm going to tell you all the shit that's wrong with that. Number one, it's not a parallel joke, right? I can see where you're going. There's not an eye in the house. But then if you're just going to do there's not an eye in the house, just because you're blind doesn't mean you don't have eyes.
Yeah.
It's not like some Grimm's fairy tale.
Are you saying this?
So I say no to that.
Are you saying this isn't a material?
No, the rest of it, sure, use it.
Okay. You know what kills me about that blind joke is that I say there wasn't a and then use a word with a vowel at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
The grammatical part of that kills me. It was hard to say.
Well, the thing too is that if you say "and,"
you're
giving away the joke.
They're going to know I'm not going to say dry because I'm using "and."
Yeah. So work on that one. I can probably kill. You can probably take it on stage.
I'm gonna throw it away.
It'll kill.
I can't read this one.
Because you don't have an eye?
Because I wrote it upside down.
I can read upside down. Oh, and it's the word "it" upside down. Oh my God! All of the coaching I've given you has come to this. Has come to horrible dad jokes on the couch. Is that what your name of your podcast is?
I don't know. That was pretty
Ben's
good.
dad jokes on the couch.
No, the podcast is called "This Is BS."
Well.
Yeah. Ben Stewart.
I know your initials. I'm a speller.
All right, this is the last one. There's a lot of content out there on the internet. There's a lot of content.
I'm sorry, I laughed too soon. Go ahead.
Let's restart. All right, there's a lot of content out there, and it's been said that you are what you consume. Well, consider me a busty MILF.
You could be a busty MILF.
I could be.
I heard Christy Nome's husband has some balloons he's not using.
Did you say Christy Nome's husband?
Christy Nome's husband.
He had like a whole thing.
It's a whole deal.
That was high quality.
It's a whole deal.
There was jiggle to those.
It's a whole deal. Like if you're going to spend it, spend it.
That's it.
It should be. Good stuff, man.
I'm telling you.
I'm expecting to see that at the open mic.
I'm telling you.
And bring the note cards on stage with you.
I will.
Bring them up.
I'm gonna do it on stage. I'm gonna do those jokes on stage, and I'm gonna film it. I'm gonna clip it, and I'm gonna tag you in it.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
And when it gets 47 views, I'm gonna be like,
I'd be
"See,
like,
Keith,
over the top.
more people watch this on the internet."
My biggest likes ever.
When Jimmy Fallon calls me and he's like, "What you did with the note card when you said you wrote it upside down and it was the word it?"
I need you to come to Hollywood right now.
I need you to come out here.
You need to come out here.
I think that might be a recurring segment. I might write some silly jokes for every guest that I have and just get their honest
Is Jimmy Fallon in
feedback.
Hollywood or is he in? Where is he?
I think Fallon's in New York.
Oh, he's in New York.
Jimmy
right.
Kimmel's in
Hollywood.
L.A. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm glad we cleared that up.
Yeah. Either one can call me. Feel free. I got 5. I got a 5-minute set I could do on the Tonight Show or the Late Show.
You got 5 note cards.
I do. I'll just do those jokes.
Just do those jokes and then wait like 50 seconds after each one.
Yeah, they're clean.
That one thing. Can you imagine somebody just go on,
With
Fallon and just be like, yeah, it upside down.
consider me a busty MILF. That would kill.
And then just wait.
That would kill.
Just wait. Oh, here's joke number 2.
Yeah.
They're already like, we are cutting you out of this. We're just going to have the band
dude.
play a special 5-minute rendition of
Too
anything.
late. I'm already here. You already let me in the house.
We're going to actually redo the intro,
They just come
not to include your name.
They're like, this show isn't actually live. We will just cut this whole segment.
We can take you out. We can just go back over to the desk and he reads. We got special guests coming up, and I just won't mention you. It's an edit thing, sir.
Yeah. Just Questlove just drags me out of the studio. Have the Roots just take me out of there. I don't know. I thought those were pretty good.
They were great, man. See, this is why we're in your basement with your half on wall.
I'll tell you what. That wall is gonna get fixed here pretty soon.
I'm looking at this, and all there are electrical conduits. What did you think you were going to do with this?
I was gonna open it up and make a reading nook.
There's
Keith.
an actual plug in the wall.
Mm-hmm.
Where were you going to put that? You can't just cut around it.
Well, I was gonna let my kids play with it.
You can't just cut it. You can't have a plug nook.
What I was gonna do is stop there. All of that would be open to the light switches, and there would be like not a twin size mattress, but like a platform in there with bookshelves.
No, like a cot.
Yeah,
You were just going to have like a cot room.
Yeah.
I don't understand. Well, now you don't have that.
No, I don't have anything. I've got storage. I've got storage in there. That's what I got.
What you should do is, honestly, you should instead of going this way where the plug is, you should go this way and just make it a closet.
Nah.
Put that chunk of drywall back, the triangle at the top that's awkward, and then just make it a closet. But then you can't take down that load-bearing stud, which is...
It'll be fine. I'm gonna take it out.
If you are what you consume,
Consider me this
what I
old
would
house.
be, a load-bearing stud.
I am a load-bearing That was good.
Well, see, I
Put
just
it on a
improved
note
your
card.
joke for you, man. I
Put it
just
on a
improved
note.
that joke for you.
I'm gonna write around that. Something to get to the punchline of I'm a load-bearing stud.
I'm a load-bearing stud. Just do it. Just say what I...
Load-bearing stud. Also my nickname. In daycare.
God. Nobody can
I'm not editing any of this out.
Nobody
I
can
don't
carry
care.
more Duplos than me, baby.
I don't care how bad this makes me look. I'm leaving it
You
in.
want to share your seaweed snack with me, don't you, Mama?
I'm leaving it
Yeah,
in.
you do.
Ew, seaweed snack.
Oh, my God. Are you not with it? Oh, the kids are they just buy bags of seaweed, and that's their snack.
I mean, I know my kids. I want to see how they would react to me trying to feed them seaweed snacks.
They might like it.
I think they might.
Do they like
Mutiny.
sushi? Are they sushi kids?
Nah.
They don't like fish and stuff?
Fish sticks.
Okay, they won't like seaweed snacks because
Nah.
seaweed snacks taste like actual fish.
It tastes like licking the ocean.
Yeah, it's very oceany.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Fish sticks, they are not.
No.
They are barely fish.
No.
Mostly stick.
All right, man. Well, I don't want to keep you all day. I feel like I could talk to you about comedy for
We could talk for an hour.
what what's some exciting stuff you got coming up? I saw on your calendar, so you're done with Life Cycle of a Blackberry.
Yeah, that was months ago. Thanks for keeping up.
It was in March. It was in March.
Thanks for getting my current stuff. Here's the thing. This is why I know you, because my website, y'all can go to my website. I got a clip of me on there. I've got all the stuff I've done.
A clip of you at Go
It's-
Bananas, by the way,
it's
from
not- from 18.
from a long time ago.
I don't keep up. Like, I find a good clip and I'm like, yeah, I'm never gonna do it because I'm doing the same stuff. It's not like I've changed any material, but I did the reason, like, I saw you did Life Cycle of Blackberry. I was like, oh, okay, I need to get in there and change my calendar with stuff I'm doing right now.
Mm-hmm.
What am I don't have anything going on right now. Like, it's funny. I had a bunch of stuff. Like I said, I do Shakespeare behind bars, so I had a lot of junior felons doing Romeo and Juliet for 2 months. That was fun.
Good for them. There's
But
death and
mostly I'm just chilling. That's just why I have time to come and hang out with you on your couch.
yeah. I am just a couple of professional comedians.
Hanging out, unemployed.
That's it. I went to I like to go to the library and write, and it's close to where the twins go to preschool, so
Sure.
I'll go down there a few hours early. One night I had a show in Newburgh, Indiana, because comedy's going pretty great, and I got home late.
Sure.
So the next day I was pretty tired. I was at the library and I fell asleep. And I woke up to the librarian and 2 security guards like, "Hey, buddy, are you okay?"
Oh no.
They thought I was like a homeless guy overdosing. And I was like,
On your laptop.
how bad do I look right now? Like, I had to assess. Like, I was like, man, my sweatpants, they do have holes in them. And like, my shirt's pretty messed up.
I didn't put on a good shirt. I
Yeah,
just
and I
got
was
no
like-
cards.
I was like, I'm just tired. I got to go pick my kids up from daycare. It just all sounded like I was lying.
It really is like, I gotta go pick my kids up from daycare.
Yeah.
What daycare is it, sir?
Yeah. Are the kids here with us now, sir?
Can you see the kid?
Yeah, can you see
Are,
your kids
are we
now?
at the daycare right now, sir?
Yeah. Oh, I wanted to ask you. So somebody who's at your level, headliner, you're headlining clubs, you've got an hour. If you have some like new material that you want to try out, are you pretty much like, I know this will or won't work because you have so much experience, or are you still hitting an open mic to run it, to give it a shot?
If I'm doing a show and I know I have a show coming up, I will wait until that show to do it. I should probably do more open mics just to play with stuff before I put it in the show or whatever. Because like, I used to show, and now it's like maybe every couple of weeks or a couple times a month, whatever, there'll be a show where I'm doing 30 minutes or closing out a show or something.
I'd love to see you. I would love to see just like a hot 5 from Keith McGill at an open mic. I would love to see it.
I love that. This is brand new. Let's see what happens. Like, I'm totally trying to do that now a lot more. Since I have a little bit more time on my hands, I'm like, I'm going to go and be in this open mic and just to have that feeling. Because I love the challenge of, we don't really care who you are. You're on an open mic.
Yeah.
So we have no expectations for you. And so, like, without the crutch of, but I know this works and I know this works. And I put this tiny bit in the middle. Good night, everybody. It's like, nope, you're going to go up here and try a new 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And so with that, I figured out what my voice is. I figured out what'll work. I figured out why it'll work.
Sure.
I figured out, okay, I talk about being an old guy. I talk about being a black guy. I talk about being a gay guy. I know what my niches are. So if I get up here and I go, yeah, man, what's the deal with Porsches? Am I right? They're so sporty. People are like, what?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, that's not part of I'm sorry. Let me go back. So if I write a joke.
You said you're gay?
Yeah.
What? I'm just kidding.
Yeah, where you been? Where you been that night we kissed, I told you.
Oh, I didn't think that was gay. I just thought we were Having a good time, man.
We were having a good time. That's what gay is.
Yeah.
Literally, it comes
Man,
from that.
it's a lot of fun. True.
Yeah.
Very true.
Yeah.
Sorry I interrupted you first.
Yeah, I hope your wife didn't see this. So
she's listening.
she is. She's right at the door. So if I have a bit, I'm 97% sure it will work. And if it doesn't, I know how to make it work. But I also I'll have like observations about stuff and I'll be like, oh, I want to talk about that in the thing. What does that fit into the persona I'm setting up on stage?
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes it's not even a persona. Sometimes I just want to talk about this. But what I'm really loving leaning into is the grumpy old man. I'm love leaning into that.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'll be like, what are these kids doing with the what? And I'll be like, oh, I got to get up there and say that.
Yeah.
Because it's so ridiculous. It's so grumpy old man. But I love that. Like right now, the thing is, because I do so much weird stuff, I'd be like, all right, here's, it's like, here's grumpy old man learning rap from the kids. Here's this observation. And it's not like a big deal observation, but I just thought it was funny. It's like all the rappers are either little somebody or big somebody. There's no medium somebody.
No.
Right. There's no average somebody. It's like little this, little that, or big this, big that. There's no that'll do, Nobody's going to listen to That'll Do Dirk.
Yeah.
Or,
it's always Lil Wayne.
Adequate Papa.
It's not Wayne.
Yeah.
It's never Wayne.
It's like diminutive
Big
or very
Sean.
large.
It's not just Sean.
And I just think the little part of it be like, hey, you should underestimate me so I can surprise you.
Yeah.
And then big, it's like, don't underestimate me. You see how big I am. Don't even. So it's like little usually means like either a tiny person or young, and then big means like I'm sitting on the couch. I just had some ribs.
Yeah.
But I'll take you out, dog.
There's a great rapper, Young Jeezy, who is just Jeezy now because he said
he's not
he was
young
like
anymore.
He was like I'm just not.
He's 45.
I'm not, yeah. That's exactly right. He's like I'm not young Jeezy anymore. Like at a certain point, you're just Jeezy.
You're just
you
Jeezy.
get old.
You can be young. That's the other one. Young. There's a lot of young MCs and young that. Yeah. And there's one old, like Old Dirty Bastard. That's the only one.
Mm-hmm. R.I.P.
R.I.P. ODB.
R.I.P.
Yeah, you know me.
But
ODB.
get to, dude, I'd love to have you pop into any of the open mics at the Louisville Comedy Club.
You know what? I hadn't been doing it a lot
hi.
because I was sort of a caravan guy, and I just wasn't. But now I'm gonna sign up for one. I saw the instructions on how to sign up for one, so I'm gonna sign up, or I might do the Lucky Bucket.
If you pop in, either Corey or myself would happily.
I might pop.
Yeah, pop in. Dude.
I might pop to the next one.
You
be in the Lucky Bucket.
I feel like the scene, just like being in the room, having a veteran comic there like yourself to watch some newer comics. It's anybody who's been doing comedy in Louisville for a little while has you in
there
high
are degrees
regard.
of separation
So
for
it's
sure. Like there's not more than 2 degrees.
Yeah, if
generally.
you're around and I see you, if you're like talking to a newer comic that maybe you see for the first time, and like later on, I'd be like, "What'd Keith tell you?" Probably listen to it.
Well,
like,
and again, I'm not going to
go.
go up to some guy and be like, "Okay, here's what you need to do."
Sure.
But
Just
I
being
like when I
around.
do the comedy classes with Craig and Brett. Like one of the things I always say is like, if I'm at a comedy show that you're doing, and you come to me and say, "Hey, can you watch my set?"
Mm-hmm.
I will watch your set. I'll watch it anyway.
Sure.
But I'll watch it with like an eye
Intent
for, hey, let's do this. I really like this. What about this? You can add this.
Yeah.
Which is different because I'll pay a different type of attention to it. It won't be just like, oh, that was funny and now it's over. It'll be like, oh, okay, so let me look at it with a different type of eye.
Yeah.
And then be able to say, this was funny because, this isn't because, try this.
Yeah. It's good to have a variety of different like inputs, different takes, because
Right.
you see things differently than the way Kimbrough is going to see things,
Right.
and it's going to critique. Kimbrough gives me great feedback. Usually he's like, you
That ain't
suck. He's like,
Comedy's hard.
That shit ain't it, bro. Comedy's hard.
Comedy's hard.
Yeah, and which is
But-
great. Is great advice. Just like hidden deep down. He's just like,
Yeah, it's just what I love about Eric Kimbrough is that he's just, here it is. I'm gonna
Yeah.
go over here. Like there's no animus behind it. He's not trying to take you down a peg or anything. He'll just be like, boom.
And if you catch him and you're like, you ask him like for a sincere opinion, he's happy to like tell
Yeah.
you and give you great takes.
Yeah.
But honestly, a lot of times sometimes you just need to hear that you sucked,
Yeah, that didn't work.
because nobody else is probably going to tell you,
Right.
and he will tell you.
Yeah, and or he won't be like, oh man, you did all right. Da, da, da. He's like, no, that was awful, and because
Or-
you know it, and a lot of times comedians, especially new comedians, are delusional.
Mm-hmm.
They heard a completely different show than the rest of us heard.
Yeah, because you just
Or
don't know.
it's the audience's fault.
Yeah.
Or something like, it's like, no, that what you wrote didn't work for whatever reason. You missed a word, you said it too fast, we were freaked out by what you said and could not react. Whatever it was, it didn't work. Figure out why it didn't work and fix it. And simply, and we're done.
Yeah, it is good to know. I'm just thinking about Kimbrough. When I get off, if he's there and I haven't had a good set and I get off stage and I just see him in the back, so he doesn't even need to say anything.
Yeah,
most
it's
of the
like
time,
it's on his face.
just because he's just like, he'll just kind of look at you like,
Do I need to say it? Do I need to say it didn't work out?
it's fantastic. But it's good to have different opinions.
Oh yeah.
People watching that are funny and that can tell you when you suck. They can also add. They can like go, hey, I got some notes if you'd like to hear it.
Right.
So I'm just trying to say, pop into the club, man.
Well,
We'd love to have you
there
around.
are a few people that every time they're on stage, I know they're going to want, because they've said, hey, whatever you got, let me know. Da, da, da.
Yeah, yeah,
And
I'm
they may
always
or may
happy
not
to
use
hear
it. That's
it,
the other thing. My ego's not in it. It's like, here's a punch that will kill it, and then they don't use it. I'm like,
You can't. Yeah, that's another thing.
I can't believe you didn't use my punch.
It's tough to like on both sides of it, where like you can't have an ego. You can't be precious about the like tag you give somebody,
Right.
Because it's like most of the time they're not going to use it. It's not really what they come up with, what that you gave them. It's what
Right.
they come up with later. They're like,
Right.
oh, if he
It's
was
like-
thinking that, I can
Yeah,
think in that
think
lane.
about this part of the joke. I have a suggestion, but if you have something better, then say that.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I'm never...
You're just saying that something is lacking here,
Right.
and
Yeah.
then they can use their own.
This could be
brain on
more.
it.
You could switch this around. What I love for my ego is when like I give somebody a tag or a punch or a line, and then they use it and it kills. I'm like, I wrote that.
You're like, yeah.
That was me.
That is nice.
It's really cool,
That's nice.
especially if they just continue to go. I wrote that. That was
It's
me.
like I
But
don't
would
need credit.
never-
I don't need like a citation.
Exactly.
added or
I just
anything.
need to know, yeah.
But it is nice to be
That's
like,
pretty funny.
you're like, yeah, that's good.
I
It
get
did
it.
work as I thought it would.
Yes.
It's like you did all the lifting with the bit and the premise, but
right.
it's just
And
like
I gave
that
you
little
4
thing.
words. So
Yeah, it's just like it might unlock something
so when
for
you're
you.
rich, I'm gonna need somebody.
Yeah, you're just writing them all down.
That's it. It's like, okay, remember when I gave you that tag?
Yeah,
So
You did that on the Tonight Show. So
next time I come out to LA to swim in your pool, I'm gonna expect a little change.
Yeah.
Like maybe $50, $100.
yeah.
Something. I'll take
just a little kickback.
I'll take Bitcoin, whatever you got.
Man, it's already 3:00, dude.
Blah blah blah, man.
Chit chat.
Talkity talk.
I was going to ask, I had something written down, just like actor, comedian. If it seems like New York City's like the place you would have like dialed in, like you would be in New York. Has that ever?
Here's the deal. Like, I had the idea of I should go to New York and I should do that. Part of it was, well, I ain't got no money to do that. And then another part of it was, broke people sleep on couches, and I can't. Like, when I really got my feet under me to be like, I'm going to be a comic, I was like, and that's not so old, but it is for me. I was like in my 30s. because I had done a bunch of other things leading up to, and then I said,
Yeah.
really want to do that. I was in my 30s, and I was in a relationship,
Mm-hmm.
and so it's like, all right, I'm gonna go pursue my life.
You're asking them to sacrifice.
Right? Can you sit here
Yeah.
while I go pursue my life? And it was like, that seems awfully unfair, because I'd seen other comics who did just that.
Sure.
Like they were married, had kids, and it's like, I'm on a tour, I'm going around this, and their marriages suffered, and and so then they said, I got to come off the road, and then they were like, oh man, what could I have been, and da 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 da, and I was just like, all right, so let's get early on. What is it would you want to get out of this? So I did comedy stuff, but then I also had the acting thing, I also had the teaching thing, I also had the directing, right. I had all of these little things that were still artistic, that I didn't have to feel like, oh my God, I'm going to be gone for 3 weeks. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Or I'm driving to, whatever at 10 at night in Michigan in the middle of winter. So why don't you just sit on the couch and worry till I can get a signal and call you,
I feel personally attacked right now by what you're saying.
Well, I mean, if y'all figure that out.
I don't. I'm just thinking like this weekend I have to drive up to Fort Wayne, then drive back down for a Friday morning gig, and then back up to Fort Wayne for a weekend.
But see, that's a weekend. You know what I'm saying? And you're not doing that week after week after week after week.
Yeah.
That's a little different.
Yeah.
Because I still did stuff. It's like, I'm going to be gone a week. I'm doing a cruise.
Sure.
I'm going to be gone to whatever, but to do this, you're in your car all the time.
I always have a romantic notion about the New York City comic, and it's like, oh man, I got to be in New York to make it big. But also, I'm like, I'm not gonna ask. I can't ask my wife and my 3 kids to give up their dad for who knows how long,
right?
Or to uproot everything and go sleep in a closet,
right, to nothing, because
in Queens
what
or
people
wherever.
don't understand is that when you move to New York, it costs a lot of money. When you hear about, there's 5 of us staying in this apartment, and the apartment is $3,000, that's a lot. I don't like to share a house.
Sure.
I had some actually comic friends who were like, hey man, we're going to get together with some other people, and you want to come to Yellowstone and share this house? And I'm like, I love you all so much. I can't possibly live 7 people, 4 of whom I don't know, in a house for a week in a place that's 2 hours from the airport that I paid to fly into at this, it was just so much. And it's like, what if it rains all weekend, and then one of us has a fight with somebody else, and there's a horrible tension in the house for the next 3 days? So either like, I can't be in the living room because he's in there, or, well, let's just stay in my room the whole time until it's time to go back. I was like, I can't. So to live in an apartment where it's like, all right, there's a curtain, this is your half, this is my half. Like, I have done a couple of times like the Airbnb sitch.
Mm-hmm.
And one time I went out to LA, actually. I had won a contest, and I got flown to LA to audition for America's Got Talent. Was that it? That one. America's Got Talent. And of course I didn't make it, because it's like, all right, we want you to do 3 minutes of your funniest material in a room where there's also a guy playing a bassoon, and a room where there's also a woman who's going to tap dance.
Yeah. I auditioned for.
And you've got 3 minutes, and it's 9:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
And go.
Oh, I bombed.
Oh, you didn't make it? Oh, yeah. Sorry. All right. So go back to this weird Airbnb where for like the first couple of days I was sharing it with someone else across the hall. And then they also had, which thank God nobody was using, this thing, like there was a curtain in the living room, and there was a bed on one side of it and a bed on the other side of it. And we all shared the kitchen, and on we go. And I'm like, yeah. I don't want this for the weekend. Imagine it for my life.
Yeah.
I can't possibly.
Yeah.
I mean,
always. I've that's something that it's like you get to a point. It's like, well, I'm just gonna have to make my own way. I'm just gonna have to find a way to
figure out,
like, not be the New York comic or whatever, just because I have a life already built.
Right. Here's the other thing about it. That especially newer comics, dare I say younger comics, think there's only one way to be big. And like, again, Ronan Hirschberg.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go for broke. I'm going to live in New York. I'm going to couch surf. I'm going to, share apartment. I'm going to, work for nothing. But this is where I need to be.
Sure.
Right. I'm single. I have no ties. I have nothing to lose. I've saved up a bunch of money. I'm going to go. And he went out there.
Yeah.
And he got on Fallon.
He's doing his thing.
And he got on Stewart. Not Stewart. He got on Colbert. Mm-hmm. And he's got several other gigs. He's got he's figured it out. Yeah. Like he's out every tape he sends. Like I'm at the Cellar. I'm at this place. I'm at this important club. I'm at this important club. But that's not everybody. That's what a lot of people think. But that's not everybody.
Yeah. Right.
And for me, it's like that's not me. But there are so many other ways to take the talent of being funny. Like I just emceed an event, like a fundraising event, mm-hmm. right? And corporate stuff and fundraising stuff, huge amounts of money for one night. You work for 3 or 4 hours and they give you literally thousands of dollars. And you just go, why am I killing myself for, $12 and so-and-so mm-hmm. when I can go in here being charming and suave and say, hey, who's had a canapé? One more time for Susan, huh? Isn't she pretty? Oh, my God. Please give to the fund. Okay, see you in a bit. And then it's like, thank you for the check.
Yeah. You need to – who's your booker for those?
It is so random. I don't even have – if I had worked out, like I need to work it out and put it together.
Yeah,
I haven't at all.
Yeah, it's just like
it's just people point, I know say, you want to come and do this? I'm like, sure.
Yeah. And at a certain point, you also have to you have to be able to carry a room for a few hours. So you have to like have enough experience under your belt to do it.
Here's what's beautiful is that you don't.
Oh, really?
What's great. So this event was for the Louisville Free Public Library, for the Library Foundation. And they had this wonderful thing where it was like a chef's night where they had all of these great chefs and one special guest chef, and they were using it to raise money for the library. So people got dressed up and they paid for the tickets, and they also donated, and they had little hors d'oeuvres and mm-hmm. desserts and that, and they bought this guy's cookbook, the one chef that was a special guest, and all of that stuff. And so I had to go, baby, every half hour and go, Chef Johnson's in the Yes Chef kitchen. Come on in. By the way, make sure you give people money. Oh, and Natalie over there, she's got these insane desserts. I'm going to have 5. See you in a minute. That was my whole deal.
It's a great gig.
Every once in a while, do a little funny something.
Yeah.
Like, I just noticed Nancy is here, and she's lost an earring. Oh, is that what that was on purpose? It's beautiful then. Sorry, my fault.
Yeah, yeah.
And just whatever, just a little riff or whatever. And all the thing is, the thing about
roasting.
that,
just roasted, like
a mini roast, right?
Yeah.
Because that's the other thing. Like when you do like a corporate gig, like a Christmas party for a company,
yeah,
or somebody's on a company retreat, and then you're the special guest for this retreat. It's like, usually we have a magician, but tonight we're going to have a comic. And you go, it's like, oh, okay. So I just stand up there and I'm funny for about 25 minutes, 30 minutes. And then all you have to do, and you're perfect, because all you have to do is not get the booker fired.
Yeah.
That is your whole job. Like your whole job is to not put my job in jeopardy.
Just keep it between the lines.
Yeah, it's just like it might be a little but not too much, because we're having fun, but we're not having the kind of fun where the security comes in and arrests me.
Yeah.
Or where Karen has to pack her plants on Monday.
Yeah.
And so it's so simple.
Yeah.
Like the line is so low, but what's so funny is that it's not about can you do it, it's about how do you get the opportunity to do it.
Yeah.
Like you have to be better than the job in order to get the job. Like you have to be able to do, people always say, I want to do a cruise. It's like, well, do you have 2 hours of comedy material?
Yeah. Like,
why would I need 2 hours of comedy material? Because it's like,
don't you have to do 2 different?
Well, you have to do probably 2 different shows. You have to have a welcome aboard, and that's 15 minutes. Then you have to have it's late night. We're going to get kind of, kind of,
Spicy. This is
spicy,
like
right? And so that's 45
yeah.
minutes. You have oh, wait, so-and-so broke her leg. You've got to go on. We can't do dance tonight. We've got to get somebody else. So then you got another 30 minutes for all of these people who've seen you,
Yeah.
But it's not that difficult a gig. It's just you have to be able to,
Yeah.
And that's why something that seems like, and that's why so many people is like, oh, I can be funny for 15 minutes. And then they pay you, right?
Sure.
I'm funny for 30 minutes and they give you money. I can do that. I can talk for 30 minutes. And then people don't understand. It's like, you're not getting paid to talk for 30 minutes. You're getting paid to be funny and, so that I can be safe and not get fired for 30 minutes.
Yeah. You're getting paid also for you have the chops to take whatever situation is given to you.
Right.
And ride with it and keep it going and keep it light.
It's about the experience. Like this woman who hired me was like, all right, so we need da-da-da-da-da. I said, hey, you don't have to worry about anything, right? Here's what's going to happen. I'm going to get there an hour before anybody else shows up. I mean, people will still have curlers in their hair. There'll be people who haven't dressed in their fancy finery yet. And I'm literally going to come in. And these are the questions I have. What do you want me to say at this time? I mean, I know you want me to make comments about blah, blah, blah.
Yep.
Who specifically are the sponsors you want me to talk to? I'm going to go talk to all the chefs and find out what they've got so I can push all their stuff. It's like, you got to make sure that you got to get some of Martha so-and-so. And Martha won the so-and-so award. And she's got a book called blah, blah, blah. Go see her.
Yeah.
Right? And so then what happens is everybody in the room likes you. Because you've made friends with everybody in the room. The person who put the thing together is like, oh, thank God I don't have to worry about that. I have to worry about this guy being late with the truck full of beer or whatever it is.
Yeah.
I don't have to worry about the chefs like you because it's like you're mentioning my book or you're mentioning my food or you got a business card or you're eating, one of my little canapes that I made and talking about how great it is and I'll get some work out of that. Yeah. There was a guy on the piano. Like he was just playing music up until like he was only supposed to be there for like an hour. And then there's going to be so much going on that they didn't need this music anymore. They were just going to pipe in music. But he was like, as people come in, I'm playing the piano. And I said, what is your name? He's like, well, I'm just going to tell people they need to hire you, whatever. It's like, give one more time for this guy. Make sure you hire him for any kind of reception or anything. Isn't he fun? I love this little da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
And it's just, people are like, oh, you're great. I like you.
Yeah.
And so then this energy happens. And what's fun about that is that the energy that people have because of you, they know, okay, this guy's got my back. And if enough people know you've got your back, and then if you have like a moment where people like, oh my God, he's also funny, then you got everybody else. And then you're just coasting through. And then somebody, fingers crossed, will be like, who was that? Because I've gotten so many gigs this way. Who was that guy who was at the I think he'd be great for our office thing.
Yeah, I've got a thing coming up.
Yeah, we've got. I think he'd be really funny. And so then I'll get a call or an email. It's like, hey, I'm so and so. I was at the fill in the blank fundraiser, fill in the blank show. I'd love for you to blah blah blah. It's like, okay, great.
Yeah.
And then I talk to, and then that leads to.
Yeah, that's solid. That's solid advice. Like that's because you're talking about being an MC, being a host, and being a pro. Yeah. I mean, you're going around. You're like putting effort in. You're doing your job. I would call that pre-work. Establishing relationships early on. Like for this like example of a corporate gig where you're going up. And you're just like getting people's names and what do you want me to talk about?
What do you want me to say about you? Yeah.
Like, that's great advice. And I think hosting, being an MC, is its own job, like set of skills that you really is tough to do. So
well, and that's, I mean, like you say, that's when we talk about how a host works in a comedy club, it's the same thing. You go to the person who hired you and say, thanks so much for whatever. What do you need me to do? You go to the person who owns the club.
Any announcements you need me to make?
Yeah, anything you need me to say.
Plug the show this weekend.
You go to the headliner. What do you want me to say about you?
Yeah, you got credits you want me to bring you up to?
Exactly. Is there anything? And even if they say, no, it's fine, talk about whatever. It's like, is there anything I shouldn't say in the show that you talk about?
Yeah, you still need to know. You gotta,
because you don't want to be. And it's happened to me in the show. It's like it really hadn't happened to me, but it's happened to other comics I know where the comic says, "Hey, I do a whole bit about da da da. Can you not do that bit?"
Mm-hmm.
You know.
I accidentally did that to Will McKenzie recently. We did a show at a bar in Frankfort, Kentucky.
Sure.
And I was the host. Will was headlining, and it was a Next Stop comedy gig. Have you done those? Have you done one of those?
No.
They so they're like little pop-up comedy shows, sort of like a Don't Tell.
Sure.
And I'm emceeing. The owner of the venue comes up to me while the feature comic is on, and she goes, "Hey, we want to do an intermission so people can get drinks."
Oh no.
And I'm like, "All right, it's your place, you know." And so my job as MC
to go to Will's, like
I'm like, "All right, we're gonna take a little break, see your bartender, stop by, whatever, and then when we come back, we'll have your headliner." And so we do it at an intermission, and then it was like, well, I don't want to just bring Will
him up
cold after an intermission, so I did some
material. You do your stuff about being a black guy.
Yeah, but what I did, I was like, well, I can't do any of the jokes I did to open the show.
Sure.
And I did the bit, you probably heard it, about listening to T-Pain as a person.
Yeah.
And so the whole crux of the joke is just like listening to a song with sexual rap lyrics,
right,
and being like, I'm 39 years old, we're not doing that kind of thing. And but Will also has a joke about listening to rap music and not being able to like relate to the lyrics anymore. And I didn't even realize until he was like almost done with his set and he didn't do that joke.
Right.
So we were at a diner, and I was like, I didn't realize this, but I was like, I might have stepped on your toes with my joke about like rap lyrics. I was like, my bad. And it's like something that I didn't think about as I was like doing it. But yeah, just as a host is like checking or like, is there some stuff or
just
whatever?
Being aware, yeah.
Or usually a headliner is they'll probably have like a specific thing. Like I touch on this topic if you got anything, try to steer clear of it. But I got to go pick up the kids in like 10 minutes.
You probably should. You're a dad, remember?
Like 10 minutes. I did a gig where I was heckling golfers at a golf course, and they were just like, I was late picking up the kids. I was like, oh no, I gotta go. Yeah.
There we go, my kids.
They were cool. I was like, I texted the preschool teacher. I was like, I'm running behind.
And she's like, well, they'll be outside.
Yeah. She was like, I left some food out there. There's water in
They're
the bowl.
in a bucket.
Yeah, it was good. But yeah, that's a good skill to have, is like being aware of
the
MC
other
stuff.
part of that too is, as a headliner, and this is why I watched the whole show. You know, it's like, oh, he just did a bit. I have a whole bit about that, and he's just burned it, and I can't come back up later and be like, because one, it won't be funny. Two, it'll sound like I heard him say it, and I'm saying it now. It's like, oh, I just said that.
Yeah, I knew I made a mistake because I know Will and I know his material. When I didn't hear him do the joke, I was like, oh, duh. It's probably because
what he
I did
is like, oh,
joke.
he did that joke. I need to do a different joke.
Yeah,
because that's the other
other
part
stuff.
of the headliner thing. I mean, you can be a jerk about it. You can be like, well, I just want to do that joke.
Sure.
I just want to do that one. Generally, when
he didn't even bring it up. I did. I was like later. I was like, I might have stepped on your toes.
Well, I mean, you got thrown for a lot. It's like there's an intermission. You got to warm her back up again. You weren't ready for any of that. But see, as a host, you never know.
You got to roll with it. Just like do some jokes to get them settled in, used to hearing comedy again, and then bring Will up. Because if you just like, you never want to bring your headliner up to just like people still sitting down,
mumbling, chatting.
Yeah, you gotta go up there and host it. All right, man, this was great.
Well, that was it, man.
Yeah.
Tell your kids I'm sorry their dad's late and a bum.
Yeah, I'm not late. I'm not late yet. Let the record show. I'm not
Go
late.
Right now.
I got 10 minutes to get on the road. You want me to read these jokes again?
Let's go through the jokes one more time, see if they're funny now.
Yeah. All right. Keith McGill, ladies and gentlemen.
Thanks, man. This was fun.
Yeah, thanks for doing this. I look forward to seeing you at the club hitting the open mics.
Yeah, I will. I'm going to come, and I'm going to put sunglasses on and a trench coat so nobody knows who I am. And be like, who's that guy? I don't know.
I don't know.
He's
I
not
think
funny though.
Yeah.
He's not funny at all.
Oh, get up there. Just pop in, dude. It's
No,
like,
I need that. I need
you'll
that
get a
buzz. I
spot.
need to be reminded. Oh, this is hard. I forgot.
It's fun because at open mic they don't seat you at LCC, so everybody just sits and nobody sits up front. So you're just, I mean,
And there's 27 people, and they're all in the middle.
hey, 27 on a good night. 27 is a good night.
Oh, I definitely got to come. You're making it
27's a
sound
good
more
night.
and more tasty.
Seriously though, like some nights you'll just have, for whatever reason, the stars align and you'll get like 60,
Sure.
80 people
Just
in
a
there.
bunch of people
just
decided.
hot crowd. There'll be like a convention downtown. They're like, oh, let's just walk over there. And, but yeah, that's the gym. That's where you work it out. That's
That's
where
exactly
you
it.
get on
Where
stage.
you just get up there and and if you can make it happen in 27 people,
Yeah.
you're doing it.
Yeah.
I'm going to come. I'm just
it.
going to pop in.
Next Tuesday, next Wednesday.
Tuesday and Wednesday. I'll look at it. I'll look at it.
Corey runs the Tuesday mic. I do the Wednesday mic.
So there's
pop
2
in.
mics?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Usually, unless there's not one tonight because Chappell Lacey is doing a one-nighter. So
Nice.
he's there. But usually we have Tuesday, Wednesday mics.
All right. I'm going to pop in. I'm going to pop in next week.
Do it, man. All right. Check out Keith McGill wherever you find him. Probably at Louisville Comedy Club's open mics from here on out.
Probably so. That's all I'm going to do.
Yeah, you don't need anything else.
I don't know. I was just
He's
going to
paid
go up there and get
corporate
3 minutes
gigs.
at a time for 20 people.
Yeah. Hey, that's what I like to do. All right, man. Thank you.
Of course.
All right. That's it. Cool, man. I appreciate it.
No, this was fun. This was really fun.
Nice. 2 hours and 12 minutes.